Time to set up, take his time, step up into the throw.
Same formation. That's Thornley's longest pass of the season. He came in as a 35% thrower and 203 yards. Now handoff to Guerrero, and he fell down. He slipped as he tried to make the cut, but also right there was Dwayne Day, who was going to make a tackle anyhow, but Guerrero's knee fell down at the 28-yard line, so Logan loses 3 yards on the second offensive play of the game. So it'll be 2nd down and 13. We're on Cellular tonight from Rocky Mountain Cellular, Cache Valley's #1 agent of U.S. West Cellular. Now Mark Thompson to the right side, and Malik in a slot left. Outside of him is Dunn. The only running back again, Guerrero. Now Malik is going to come over to the other side of the formation to the right. Now Malik's back into the backfield. Well, they finally got it set. And they get the play off. And Thornley back to pass, pressured a bit. Now runs to the outside, a wide open spaces. 25, 20, hit hard. He did not get the first down. That was a nice open field tackle by Morris. That's Brian Morris, and he made a good tackle. I know Perry Christensen's scouting report said Morris is one of the real fine players for Ben Lomond as far as open field tackling and hustling. That's a 9-yard run by Thornley. It'll be 3rd and 4.
What opened that play up was Andy Brown crashed in hard from the defensive end position on the left side of Ben Lomond's defensive line. That left the outside to the right wide open for Thornley.
I formation now. 3rd and 4 play at the Scott 19. Thornley looks like he might even be checking off on the play. Off tackle run, Malik, nothing there. Nice job by the Scots. They were ready for it. In fact, Arash may have lost a half yard or a yard when they finally place it. The guy who made the play was Randon Reed, Zach Taylor. So, and also in on the play was Dustin Gilbert, a defensive end. That's a loss of a yard. It'll be 4th down and about 5. And now let's see if the Grizzlies going to go for 3. It looks like they are. Aaron Morrison is on the field. So far this year, Morrison kicked a 41-yarder. Now lately, he has not kicked he did not kick one against Box Elder. Missed against Ogden from 37 and missed twice from 32 against Roy. He's kicking to the north. A little bit of a breeze, but not a factor. Good snap on the tee. On the Morrison's kick's way short. No good. I don't know if somebody got a hand on it, but he didn't kick it hardly at all. Maybe it partially blocked, but Morrison misses the field goal opportunity for Logan from about, 37-yard miss, and Ben Lomond will take over at the 20-yard line. That's disappointing after that first play.
It looked like Brady Cottle, who came in and sometimes plays outside linebacker, might have got a hand on that on the rush on Morrison, and that's why the ball didn't quite make it.
Now it's the Scots offensively with Jared Hill at quarterback. He'll start with an I. Hughes the fullback, Cliff Williams the tailback. They always run normally a slot. Logan really coming after the fullback on the first down play, and Hill handed it off to Hughes, and I don't even know if he got in a scrimmage. It was Peacock who got in there real quick. Nice job by the Grizzlies. No gain on the play, ball still at the 20. So they go this way, Ben Lomond does offensively. Hill at quarterback, Cliff Williams at tailback, Mark Hughes at fullback. Tonight, Trevor Weekly is the slot man. Brian Morris, the wide receiver. Chad Wilson, the tight end. Brandon at center. Povey and Day, the guards. Rentmeister and Brown, the tackles. 2nd and 10. They go again to the fullback, and this time Hughes has got good yardage running behind Andy Brown on the right side. I saw Brown into the secondary. Play was upended by McLeod at the 27. Rick Sampson also in on the tackle. A 7-yard run by Mark Hughes. 3rd and 3.
Hughes, again, coming into this game, does have a muscle pull, but he appears to be pretty good on that second play.
3rd down and 3 play for the Scots. Again, the slot they like to run, and Hill fakes, runs the option outside, tries to keep it, and he's got the first down, I think, where they're going to place it. Yep, he just barely got across the 30. Logan reacted pretty well, but Rick Sampson and Jared Sedgwick couldn't wrap him up in time. Let's give him a run to the 30, a 3-yard run, and a first down for the Scots.
That's a play that Ben Lomond likes to run. They just set it up by what appears to be a pitch play down the line of scrimmage. Hill has the option to pitch or to keep it, and Hill turned it upfield to get the first down.
No score. 8:25 to go first quarter. Ben Lomond's first possession. Weekly the slot man. Outside of him, another new wide receiver, and a handoff to Williams, and the ball got maybe fumbled. Nope. Logan, in fact, saying they've got the ball, but I think Williams is back on it. It looked like Hill stumbled as he tried to make the handoff, and there might not have been a fumble on the play. It's just a loss of 2 yards for Cliff Williams back to the 28.
Logan really pushing hard defensively on first down. They feel like Ben Lomond's going to go to the run pretty exclusively on first down. So they're bringing up their linebackers right up to the line of scrimmage with McLeod and James, and they're blitzing just between the guard and the tackle on that first down play.
Chadwick now a receiver to the right. Here's an option run to the left side by Hill, the quarterback. He turns it upfield. He's had 2 games over 150 yards rushing. And Hill carries on the sidelines. Ben Lomond wanted a late hit. They won't get the flag, it doesn't look like, but Hill does take it up to the 37 or 8 yard line. Danny Holmes from behind, and Mark James made the tackle. They're going to mark it at the 38. So that's a 10-yard run by Hill, the quarterback. And the Scots now have a 3rd and 2 play coming up.
Hill does a great job getting outside, even with a calf problem and an ankle problem. He gets outside pretty quickly, and he does a good job of making it appear like he could pitch that ball anytime, and he turns it upfield, and he's one of their big runners for Ben Lomond, obviously.
One of our game sponsors, the Comfort Inn. Our name does say it all in Logan, the Comfort Inn. And Logan encroached. I think Tony Guerrero jumped across the line before the play started. In high school football, neither side, offense or defense, can do that. Ben Lomond got to the line. Logan trying to anticipate this, and it's offside against the Grizzlies. So that's a 5-yard penalty. And it will be the second first down of the game for the Scots, and they'll have the ball at their own 43.
In high school, as you mentioned, Al, you cannot try to anticipate the count and be jumping around and jumping offside.
Can't jump and then get back.
In college and the pros, they could do that, but not in high school. Logan's trying to be aggressive with their defense, trying to force Ben Lomond to jump and do some other things, but that time they got cut jumping offside.
Now Morris to this side of the field, and Hill tried to hand it off, and before the play started, it was blown dead. He was going to fake to Hill and run an option, but he was wrapped up quickly, but the play had already been blown dead, and this time it's probably going to be illegal procedure on the Scots. Yes, it will be. So they'll give back the 5 yards. Problem for them, though, is it becomes a 1st and 15 play now with 7:35 to go. We're in the first quarter, Logan's homecoming game. Logan started the game with a 40-yard pass play, got to the 25 of the Scots, and then missed a field goal eventually from there. New player into the game with the play is Chadwick to the left side. Weakley's the slot man. Here's Hill faking to the fullback, turns the corner, turn it upfield, look out. 50, 40, no flags. Hill's going to score a touchdown with that injured leg, and the Grizzlies left him a big hole when he turned the corner. Nobody was there. How many times are we going to see the option kill Logan this year to the outside?
Well, the officials missed a clip. You know, you hate to point that out, but Dwayne Day hit McLeod square in the back at about the 45-yard line, and McLeod jumped up screaming for a flag. The flag didn't come. You got to keep playing, even though the penalty might have taken place and the refs didn't see it. But it was a great job by Hill again. Good job by the offensive line getting into the outside, kicking out that defensive end, and he goes all the way for the touchdown.
Ben Lomond has to call a timeout here. We are going to keep it here. 7:24 to go. That touchdown run by Hill is 62 yards from scrimmage. And again, we saw what? Graves went 72 last week, was it?
He went 72 and
31 in his first 2 carries.
Yeah.
Remember, Layton had a 90-yard run against Logan. Logan's ground game has given up some big ones right now. Stu Howell is mentioning to the official about that last play, and I know immediately Mike Hansen, over here to my right, you were pointing and you'd seen it right off the bat. I just looked for a flag and saw it. None, so I knew that Hill was going to score a touchdown, because once he got to the 50, nobody was going to catch him.
It was an obvious penalty, and those watching on the Valley Channel will see it on the replay. But
go home, folks, watch it tonight or Saturday or Sunday.
Watch for that about the 45.
Our team physician, Dr. Worley, he's swinging his little stool that he has down there. He's a little upset. I don't know if he's upset about the lack of the call, and also maybe upset about giving up the big play.
Boy, the lack of the defense or something.
What a die-hard Grizzly he is and has been over the years. Jeremy Loftus make it. Will kick the point after try. The holder is Hines. High snap, but Hines gets it down, and Loftus's kick is up and no good. He missed it wide to the right. Timeout on the field. 7:24 to go first quarter. It's 6-0 Ben Lomond. It was 6 plays and 80 yards, and now the kickoff by Hughes over to Thornley at the 11. Bart comes back to the middle of the field to 20, flag down, and there's another flag down as Thornley gets it out to about the 27 or 28-yard line. The tackle was made by Brady Cottle, who may have blocked that field goal a while back.
I didn't see what the infraction was. I'll have to wait for the indication.
Normally it's
here.
clipping. It is clipping against Logan. So they caught the Grizzlies all the way around. So they missed one a few minutes ago, and now they catch the Grizz. Well, at least they were reminded they were supposed to look for that, and they did. But again, on kicking plays, in all levels of football nowadays, you see all kinds of penalties called because they're trying to get away from open field, people slamming people below the waist and all that kind of stuff. They mark it back to the 14. So it's a 14-yard penalty against Logan. And ends up being an 18-yard run back by Thornley. So the Grizzlies will start from their own 14, bad field position, with their second possession of the football game. And again, they're trailing now 6-0. An I formation. Here's Thornley pitching the ball to Arash Malik to the left side, and nice play by Ben Lomond. They got him hemmed in. Tell you, the outside linebacker there, Chris Brandon, would not be denied. He refused to be blocked. He did a great job, and there's a flag on the play, and it's a loss of about 3 for Logan. Now let's check the marker. Logan's already backing up again. Holding on the Grizzlies. Holding is really, penalties have been a problem for Logan.
Coming into this game, Logan's been penalized 25 times for 263 yards, but opponents against the Grizzlies have been penalized 25 times for 253 yards. So there's been a lot of penalties in some of these Logan games.
They take the 3-yard loss on Malik as a running play, so they decline the penalty. Ball will be at the 11-yard line. Grizzlies will have second down and 13. I want to mention Big O Tires is one of our game sponsors tonight. Your nationwide tire guarantee with over 400 stores when you buy from Big O. Go all over the country and get that same warranty. Split backs now behind quarterback Thornley. Second down and 13. He runs the draw play. Here comes Mike Anderson. Breaks the first tackle. Breaks the second tackle and fights his way near the 20-yard line. Nice run by Mike. That's a little bit more of what we saw in the first game. And then remember, he got hurt, and he hasn't been the same since. Andy Brown did make the tackle. And let's see where they finally mark it. They're going to put it on the 20-yard line. So that's a 9-yard run by Mike Anderson, his first carry tonight.
Mike Anderson coming into the ball game is averaging to carry. His longest run was against Layton. He ran for 36 yards on a single play. He's got 25 attempts for 101 yards total for the season. But he's been out of the picture a little bit, as you mentioned, with the injuries. But now he appears to be just about 100%.
3 wide receivers to the left side. The tight end Hanson on the right on third down and about 4. And quarterback sneak by Thornley, gets tripped up, gets the first down. Nice piece of running by Thornley. And that may have been an audible. He may have just seen that they had spread out the defense enough where there was going to be a lot of room. Brandon made the tackle for the Scots. Thornley's run to the 29-yard line. He picks up 9 yards and a first for Logan.
Thornley just lined up over the center. Ben Lomond does a lot of jumping in and out of the linebackers. Ryan Losey came in and he lines up right over the nose, and then he backs up and moves to linebacker. And so when that opened up, that allowed Thornley to jump in there for the first down.
So our pregame guest, Ryan Ming, got a chance to make a key block. I formation. Here's a pitch. Right-hand side of Mike Anderson. Anderson trying to get to the outside. He got tripped up as he tried to turn the corner. The guy who tripped him up was Ryan Losey, the guy you just mentioned. He got a piece of his leg, and then Anderson fell forward.
Got a late flag coming in there on the tackle.
And the run is to the 32 or 33-yard line, and one of the officials is shaken up, it looks like. Clipping on Logan.
The official, I think, was...
he might have been clipped.
Well, as Anderson got to the outside, the side judge had come in to throw his flag for the clipping penalty, it appeared, and he got caught up in the play and injured a little bit.
It'll be marked off from point of infraction, and the down will stay the same. It is, though, a major 15-yard penalty from that point, but it won't be a 15-yard penalty where they mark it to. It will be to the 18-yard line. Ends up going as a 14-yard penalty. They actually marked that off wrong. The officials marked that wrong. They went a little too far. So it's first down at about 24 for Logan, back at their own 18-yard line now. Here's Thornley short, dropping, looking left, firing sidelines, and Scott Larson, who caught a touchdown last week, makes the catch. And he goes down at about the 28-yard line. So that's a 10-yard pass play and out from Thornley to Larson.
Larson just runs a little 10-yard out, just trying to get there, trying not to get all of it back, as you had a first and 24 situation there, a long ways to go. So you don't try to get it all. Just try to do a little 10-yard out and some other successful plays to try to get the first down.
4:35 left first quarter. Ben Lomond 6, Logan nothing. Their quarterback Hill, who's got 2 leg injuries, ran 62 yards for a score. Their first touchdown, remember they were blank last week against Mountain Crest, and on the other side, the Grizzlies had shut out Ben Lomond last year. Here's a rollout right by Thornley. He throws downfield, over the head of Arash Malik. Malik had 2 or 3 white shirts around him, but it looks like the pass, if it would have been down a little bit, would have been able to be caught. There's another flag and another holding call on Logan. Boy, we are getting them tonight.
The officials getting involved in this game early, just trying to control things along the offensive front for the Grizzlies. They're trying to roll out, trying to do some things and block for Thornley, as Thornley has the planned rollout to the right, and apparently caught one of the offensive linemen reaching out the hand and holding the probably defensive man Andy Brown, who they ran to his side. And of course, he gets good upfield pursuit, so he can cause those types of penalties. And here's another penalty on the Grizzly offense.
10-yard penalty on Logan. Logan now has been penalized already 4 times for 43 yards in the game. So it was 2nd and 11, now it's 2nd and 21. 4:16 left. Wind getting fresher, kind of out of the southeast right now. Kind of a weird wind for Logan. At least, you know, it's not directly just an east wind. 3 wide receivers to the right side. Only running back Guerrero. 2nd down play. Here's Thornley. Straight drop back. Lots of time and throws long down the middle for Mike Anderson. Off his hand, incomplete. Cliff Williams, the free safety, committed early, jumped early, didn't get it. Then Mike Anderson had a chance for it, and he's injured as he tried to make the catch.
Well, you called it, Al, as Williams is playing back man-to-man on Anderson. Anderson showed good speed, got past Williams at about the 40, and then had broken free about 5 yards behind Williams. As the ball was caught up in the air a little bit, Williams goes up to try to knock it down, missed it, and I think that's what caused Anderson to miss the catch. It kind of careened off his face mask, it appeared. Kind of went between his hands, and now he's been shaken up, and he's still on his back on the field. I don't know if it's a wind problem or something, or maybe even a shoulder problem as he came down. We'll have to see.
Yeah, or he was twisting back trying to make the catch. Maybe a little bit. It got thrown. I mean, Williams may have thrown it a little off a plane, but I don't think he really touched the ball.
No, it didn't look like he did.
Let's mention Morris Travel. Remember, if you'd like to go with the Aggies to Las Vegas, the charter's full, but they have added an extra 3-day, 2-night trip to go to Las Vegas with your Aggie travel agency. Call Morris Travel, 753-7900. Limited seats available, $198 for 3 days, 2 nights in Las Vegas when the Aggies play their October the 23rd weekend. We have 4:11 left first quarter, and they're still attending to Mike Anderson on the field, but I think they're going to get him up. Right now, Tim Treesice is out there, the Grizzly trainer, one of his student assistants, Dr. John Worley and Perry Christensen. Perry's left the meeting out on the field. Dr. Worley's about halfway out. So again, recapping, if you're just tuning in, Logan started the football game with good field position after a pretty good kickoff, and then got a down play, a 40-yard pass down the middle to Arash Malik, but the Grizzlies couldn't get a first down. They eventually went for a field goal. It may have been partially blocked. In any case, it was missed. That doesn't look very good. It looks like Anderson may have hurt a leg. Maybe almost like a cramping deal, though. It's real stiff-legged as he walks off the field.
It's hard to say. Maybe we'll get some sort of report.
Hope it's not bad. I mean, Mike's been battling all kinds of injuries this year.
Yeah, he has. It looks kind of a funny way because he just came down and nobody hit him or anything. Just the way he came down. Maybe his legs got twisted up or something, and that caused the injury.
Now back to action where it's 3rd and 21. Okay, 1 running back. Malik's in a slot left. Thompson right. Back to pass Thornley. Thornley still looking. Now towards sideline. Scott Larson's open. He makes the catch at the Ben Lomond 47-yard line. He fell down as he made the catch, but he was wide open as that cornerback, Brandon Reed, could not stay with him.
Larson last week caught a 33-yard pass. This week he just lines up as the wide receiver, does a little out and up, and the cornerback didn't stay with him, and there was no safety help. But it's unfortunate for the Grizzlies that he couldn't keep his feet. The ball thrown a little bit behind him, and it caused him to lose his balance and fall down. Otherwise, if he catches that in stride, it's 6 points.
Now Thornley's 3 out of 4, 85 yards tonight, Mike. First down play now.
It looks like Anderson's doing a little bit of hyperventilating on the sideline.
He had that problem over at Box Elder last week, and that's why he didn't play much. Hand off to Coney Guerrero, and Guerrero fights for a yard at best. Mike Anderson has had that propensity this year to hyperventilate at times, and they have to get out a paper bag and let him breathe into it. They're going to mark Guerrero right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. So Logan's not going much on the ground so far. 20 yards on the ground, but they do have 85 through the air. But Ben Lomond has 6 on the board. 3:10 left first quarter. Dunn goes to the right, left side Thompson.
Of course, the final score is where it matters. You can get all the yards in the world, but you got to punch it in the end zone.
Aggies had more yards than Baylor and lost the game last week. Slot to the right, Malik. And it's a run by Thornley, almost like an option, but Thornley turns it upfield, gets wrapped around, spun around, and goes down at the 44-yard line of the Scots. Cottle was there. Hughes was there. I think Hughes is the guy who started spinning him around. 3-yard run for Thornley to the 44. Grizzlies 3rd and 7. So far tonight on third downs, Logan 1 out of 2 on the season. Logan's a 28% conversion third down team.
Logan does anything to the middle of the field. The Ben Lomond defensive ends are really crashing down. Again, Andy Brown leaving himself a little bit exposed there as he crashes in from the left side of the defensive front. And Thornley just exploits that, takes advantage of his aggressiveness and breaks it out to the outside for the big gain.
Again, only one running back. Logan's used this a lot tonight. Slot left with Malik. 3rd and 7. They have established the passing game tonight. And a quarterback sneak, and look at the run by Thornley. He did it so fast, Rick Hansen was the only Grizzly who even was close to him when he was finally tackled downfield at the 35-yard line. Hughes got a hand on him. That had to be one of the fastest 9-yard quarterback sneaks in history.
Well, Thornley had his longest game from scrimmage coming into this ballgame was 19 yards against Ogden. Thornley's quick, and he sees that opening there because Ben Lomond's giving him that right over the center, and if the center can get out and kick out the middle linebacker, that's where you get the big gains.
1:49 left first quarter. Ben Lomond 6-0, but the Grizzlies again on the march. They're at the Scott 35. Thornley back. Blitz, look out. Thornley's hemmed in, grabbed again, flag down on the play as he's sacked for a 5-yard loss. Andy Brown got there quickly, but actually he didn't make the first contact. I think it was Rentmeister that did. Yes, John Rentmeister made the first contact on Thornley, and now let's check the marker.
It came from the back, Judge, well behind the Ben Lomond defensive backs. I don't know what he saw, but he threw the flag right as the play began.
Illegal substitution on Ben Lomond. Now, earlier in the game, I remember one time Ben Lomond ran a guy onto the field right at the last second, and sometimes there's illegal substitutions that you can tell that they're almost like at the last second they're trying to run somebody into a spot that's not really fair, and they caught Ben Lomond on that.
It's just a matter of being aware on the sidelines and coming in and being aware of the situation and being next to your coach. If the coach is calling for you, a lot of times players are kind of asleep on the sideline, not thinking they're going to get in. All of a sudden the coach yells your name and you run in, and it's an illegal substitution.
It's 5 yards. It's 1st and 5 now at the Scott 30. 3 wide receivers left again. Mark Thornley throwing the ball pretty well tonight and also running it great. He drops back to pass. He throws out of the left side. Oh, intercepted by Hughes at the 22, and he's got wide open spaces. And then he runs through a Grizzly who failed to make the tackle, Arash Malik. Hughes has it at the 47-yard line of Ben Lomond, or of Logan. That was a great run back by Hughes, and don't know where Thornley was throwing it. I got the feeling maybe the receiver didn't go to where he was supposed to be.
Hughes just rotated back out of his inside linebacker position. Didn't really have a receiver covered. He was just kind of playing out about 10 yards past the line of scrimmage, off to the right flat, and the ball thrown right to him. As he came rumbling down the field, he ran over 2 Grizzlies and ended up running over Larry Williams on the sideline even. He was so aggressive trying to get upfield, and Larry actually credited with the stop there for the Grizzlies on the sideline.
Nice job, Larry. Long-time linebacker coach, father of Taylor. He's showing Taylor how you're supposed to tackle. But that's a 31-yard run back by Hughes, and here's a ball fine, but there's flags down before the play started. What happened there was the line moved, the center didn't center it, then all of a sudden when they moved, he knew he had to center it, and Hill wasn't waiting for it, he just dropped it. It's going to be an illegal procedure on Ben Lomond before the play starts. But that's a 31-yard run back. This year the opponents have intercepted 6 passes and have run them back for an average of about 20 yards every time they intercept.
Well, the types of interceptions they've had, it seems like they were always out in the flat area, and there's a linebacker, a cornerback, or somebody out in the flat. That leaves a lot of wide open spaces for somebody to return those. Hughes not real fast. He's a big kid, but not real fast, and he does a good job of rumbling upfield.
He's a returning all-region player. Now the officials are calling a timeout for a moment. Mike, as I think about this game, Thornley looked like he was throwing the ball so well to have that happen at that point. He looked like he was throwing the ball pretty much right on track, and then all of a sudden that happened, and now we're in, I mean, here's the Grizzlies have had 2 great scoring opportunities tonight with some great big catches. And again, they're going to start to wonder, can we punch it into the end zone? Can we get it in there when we get a chance?
Well, you really have to take advantage of those big plays. Twice tonight, Arash Malik on the first play from scrimmage for the Grizzlies has a huge pass, and then in the next series, they miss a field goal. And now they have a pass out to Larson, who makes a great catch and gives them good field position, getting them a big first down, and then Logan doesn't take advantage of it with a turnover. The offense seems to be going good, then boom, they shoot themselves in the foot. Ben Lomond's going to take advantage of these opportunities. We saw it last time as the quarterback Hill goes all the way for a touchdown on a long run. Logan defense going to have to pressure Ben Lomond, try to get the ball back for the offense.
I don't know. Perry Christensen's really upset with the official on his side of the field for some reason. And they called a timeout, and the referee, we mentioned at the top, Lee Treadway, came over and talked for a moment. Now they had a heated discussion. Clock running. Ben Lomond runs 1st and 15 from their own 48. Here's Hill handing, nope, he kept it. Roll out left side, and Hill's tackled at the Logan 48-yard line. And again, that's Craig Saunders, who's back on defense tonight. 5'9", 160-pound senior. Saunders hurt in the first game of the year, and now he is back playing, and that's about a 4-yard run by Hill. Well, you can tell when Hill gets some open spaces, though, you can see why he is such a good runner and why Roger Howell likes him.
Another Grizzly cleared for action tonight is Jared Johnson, who started the season at quarterback.
Here's Hill fumbling the ball right in that painted white circle with a block, crimson and gold L in the middle. It's recovered by Ben Lomond, so Hill is going to be the ball carrier, and a fumble recovered by Ben Lomond, and Reedy still at the 48, no gain. So the Scots will now have a 3rd down and 11 coming up.
That's the end of the first.
Score is 6-0. Ben Lomond leads Logan at the end of 1 quarter. We're back after a 60-second timeout.
We all have an investment in our community. At Cache Valley Bank, we believe that our most valuable resource is you. You are the families, the individuals, the business owners, the employees, the friends that make our valley a great place to live.
Cache Valley Bank, our business is you.
For the past 5 years, Cache Valley Bank has helped provide more funds to local businesses than any other bank in Cache Valley. Business is growth. Business is jobs. Business is families. At Cache Valley Bank, our business is you.
Cache Valley Bank, our business is you.
3rd down, and a pitch play by Hill as Sampson grabbed from behind. He got the ball to Williams, and Logan was right there. Boy, did Rick Sampson make a play on the quarterback Hill. You got to credit Hill for getting the pitch out. And then Mark James and also Mike Nielsen made the tackle on Cliff Williams. Williams runs it to the 46 for 2 yards, but it will not be enough. It'll be 4th down. So we're just starting the 2nd quarter. Homecoming game for Logan, and Ben Lomond has the lead. But they spoiled Logan's homecoming a couple seasons ago here, as I remember. So coming up is 4th down. Hughes, the punter for Ben Lomond. They snap it to him. The rush comes right up the middle. Hughes with a great kick. Thornley lets it go into the end zone, fortunately. He almost caught it right in front of the goal line. So that's a 46-yard punt by Hughes, the first punt of the game. And Logan will have the ball at the 20 with their 3rd possession. Now, Logan dominates the stats, at least as far as yardage. They have 117 yards to Ben Lomond's 86, but again, Ben Lomond got 62 of theirs on one play, and that's the one that counts. 6-0 as we start this 2nd quarter.
Well, Ben Lomond's defense has so far been a bend but don't break type of a defense to give up a big play on a couple of Logan series, and then they stiffen and they hold and they get their offense back on the field. So the defense doing pretty good so far.
Tight end Hansen on the right side on this play. 1st down. Off tackle. Arash Malik cuts it back through the middle, and it's tough going. And there's another late flag.
Well, they've thrown from a long way away. Seems like they threw that in about 20 yards.
We have seen lots of penalties so far in this game. There were a lot of penalties in last week's Ben Lomond Mountain Crest game. Face mask. So the run 3 yards by Malik. And then Logan will get a first down with this 15-yard mark-off.
Arash Malik still with a -1 yards rushing on 3 carries.
So the play counts, and then they'll move it 15 yards on the penalty. So it'll be a first down for the Grizz at the 38.
One player we haven't mentioned, we talked about him at the beginning of the show, was Andy Brown. He's not really in on plays. He's causing some things to happen, but more of the things that he's causing is allowing Thornley to get outside on his planned rollouts. Andy Brown going to have to step it up a little bit on this Ben Lomond defense.
He's made one play. We're on Cellular tonight from Rocky Mountain Cellular. Here's the first down play for Logan. Thornley has 3 wide receivers to the right. Brown gets him flushed out of the pocket for a moment. Another guy missed him. Another one misses him. Here goes Thornley. 45, 50, 45. Ben Lomond, 44-yard line. Hughes kind of tripped him up, but downfield it was Losey that finished him off at the 44. You see the kind of talent and athletic ability that Thornley has, the best athlete on the team. He gets 18 yards and another Logan first down.
Well, a planned rollout. Logan came out with 3 wide receivers to the right, and then Thornley does a little half rollout to the right, looking upfield. No receiver open, has a presence of mind to escape Andy Brown and a couple of other defenders for Ben Lomond. Gets it upfield for the first down.
Now again, the Grizzlies are in Ben Lomond's half of the field, but they still trail 6-0. 10:22 left first half. And Lomond looks like they're coming with a blitz, and Thornley dumps it to the tight end right where he was. The blitzer came from there, and that's a great play by Thornley. I can't believe they called that one in the huddle to work that well. Thornley may have checked off the play. Good job by Mark. He hits Rick Hansen for a first down to the 33 of the Scots.
Matt Field, the outside linebacker who would have the flat area there where Hansen caught the pass, came in hard from the right side of the Ben Lomond defense. And he came in, nearly got to Thornley, but Thornley stood back, only a 2 or 3 step drop, and found Hansen in the area that Field had vacated.
Logan now 4 out of 6 passing, almost 100 yards. Logan hasn't had much of a passing game last couple of years. First down play at the 33. Fake to the fullback. Goes second man. Here goes Arash Malik into the secondary. He broke the first tackle. He's inside the 20. Big hole by the Grizzly line. Good job. Feathers, Peacock, Sampson, those guys doing a job. It's down to the 17-yard line where they mark it. That's a 16-yard run by Malik.
Ben Lomon's going to have to make some defensive adjustments. They're leaving the middle wide open. They bring up their linebackers over the center, then back them up again over the guards. All the center has to do is kick out one of those linebackers. It's going to leave a big hole, and that's what happened there as Ryan Meng raced upfield and knocked the linebacker out of the play.
Offset eye now. Malik at the tail of the tandem. Guerrero over to the left side. Now he comes in motion. They pitch to Malik, sweep to the right side, to the 20, 15, 10. Oh, he almost split it in between 2 defenders to the goal, but there's 2 flags. Holding on Logan. I saw Guerrero's lead block, and it looked pretty good to me, but maybe it was too good. I don't know if it was really right there, but that's about where the flag was thrown.
Guerrero out on the lead. He went in motion, and he made a block out on the safety that had come up for run support. That's probably what they're going to call it, just Guerrero's hold.
There's the call from it was number 4. That did it. I see the official saying, so they mark it back to the 30. That ends up being a 13-yard penalty on Logan right when they didn't need it. They had just had 4 straight plays they converted a first down on, and now they get a holding call with 9:15 to go in the first half. Let me mention Taco Time is now open in Smithfield. They have a Smithfield Taco Time at the Smithfield Chevron. Got some grand opening specials up there. Go up and enjoy the great food of Taco Time in Smithfield, and of course still at 4th North and 1st East in Logan. Exactly 9 minutes left first half. 6-0 Ben Lomond. Dunn is going to be the split receiver to the left side when he gets over there. Nope, now Thompson goes up on the line as a split receiver on the right, and it's Dunn as the flanker left, and they didn't get the play off.
A lot of confusion with the wide receivers. As soon as Thompson went up to the line of scrimmage, Perry realized that the tight end couldn't go out for a pass. And so they're trying to adjust and force Thompson off the line of scrimmage, tell him to get back, and it's a delay of game call.
Timeout, Logan. We're coming back after this break. 8:44 left in the first half. 6-0 Ben Lomond. Okay, this is break.
Secure and beautify your home or business with ornamental ironwork from Bear Welding. Choose from railings and fences, ornamental columns and security doors, step and stairway railings, gates, and custom-designed work built to fit any situation or need. Call Bear Welding today for your free estimate. Our years of experience will give you quality and beauty to be proud of. Bear Welding in Providence.
It's gotten so big. It's time to give it away.
Deseret Industries prepares 30 tons of donated clothes each day for shipments to relief organizations worldwide.
Africa, Eastern Europe, the Caribbean, South America.
Or can we sustain that level of contributions?
All the usable clothes we need are sitting surplus in people's closets.
Folks will contribute. They just need a reason.
They get great opportunities and then keep shooting themselves in the foot. Penalties, interceptions, you name it. Slot to the right. First down and long. Thornley with a lot of time dumps it off in a bad pass. He led Malik way too far. Point after he threw that ball, Rentmeister and Dwayne Day just blew him away. Thornley, incomplete pass. Logan needs to get to the 8-yard line for a first down. They will snap this next play from the 35. So you can see it's what, 2nd and 27?
They might as well go for the touchdown from here. Rentmeister does a great job. You know, he plays on the same side as Andy Brown does. That's two pretty good-sized kids on the left side of the defensive front for Ben Lomond, and they put a lot of pressure on the Logan offensive line.
Brown almost starts from a standing position at defensive end to rush. Now 3 receivers left. Only running back Guerrero. 2nd 27. Thornley's got plenty of time. He fires it long if it's wobbly, and Hill dives and makes the interception. No, the official says he trapped it incomplete. Thornley didn't get anything on that pass. He had a lot of time. Now it's 3rd down and 27.
I don't think that's really what Perry Christensen wanted Thornley to do. Perry's pretty upset at Thornley right now, letting him know that maybe he shouldn't have been throwing that ball out there. Really not a great pass because it really floated out there, and the only people that had a chance to get it was Hill and another Ben Lomond defensive back. Try not to get it all. You try to get a little bit at a time now, but now you got a 3rd down, trying to get down to the 8-yard line. It's a long ways to go.
Remember,
35.
But one time Malik had run the ball inside the 10, and now they're snapping from the 35. 3rd and 27. Penalties just kill you. Left side's Larson. Right side is Thompson. They run a draw play to Malik. Malik got short yardage, and that's all. Nice job by Ben Lomond. Hughes and Cottle made the tackle, and Malik is slow to get up. He got kind of twisted around on the tackle. Already Mike Anderson hasn't even moved on the bench, and now Logan's lost both of their tailbacks maybe. That's a 3-yard run. It'll be 4th down. Logan still needs 25 yards. I think they're maybe going to punt.
Let's see who they bring in here.
It is Nate Dunn, who is their punter.
Dunn is a quarterback. You probably don't lose a whole lot. You might net 12 yards out of it if you punt it into the end zone. Dunn is a quarterback.
He could fake, I guess.
And he could fake and maybe look for something upfield, try to go long possibly. Let's see what happens.
The only problem is it's 4th and 24, so they need a lot of... Oh, and they almost snap it over his head. He is going to fake, roll out to this side, throw it down the sidelines, and it's intercepted. And then the guy fell down, so he should be down at the 10-yard line, and then Mike Nielsen blasted him anyhow. So that will go as an interception. It was intercepted by Zach Taylor for Ben Lomond, and he's at about the 11-yard line. So actually, that's better than punting it into the end zone.
Taylor should have dropped it. They'd have had the ball on about the 32-yard line there, where Logan snapped the ball. As it is, Taylor intercepts it, and now they have the ball on the yard line or so. So that's that, I don't know, a little miscue there. But you don't think about those kinds of things, I guess, as you're trying to defend a fake punt. But if he'd have just dropped it, Ben Lomond would have had a little better field position.
Here's Hill handing off to the fullback Hughes, who, look at him piling and driving those legs out near the 18-yard line. He had a whole host of crimson jerseys on the back. Finally, it was Aaron Bracken. It's Peacock, Bracken, Sampson, and Holmes up front. Guerrero and it looks like Bunch playing outside linebacker. James and McLeod. Corners are Sedgwick, and let's see who's in at the other corner. Polson's in there right now. Berglund has just come into the game, and the free safety is Craig Saunders. Here's Hill. Oh, and he tried to run the option, and he got spun around and down. A nice play, Logan, defensively. The guy who made the play was Danny Holmes. Holmes tackles Hill for a loss back at the 15, a loss of 3.
Hill couldn't get anything going. He was trying to go down, go left down the offensive line, and Danny Holmes just flew off his blocker and wrapped Hill up around the ankle. Hill had nowhere to go. That was a big play for the Grizzly defense.
The Grizzlies have just dominated the offense in this game and the possession of the ball, but it's Ben Lomond 6-0. Got the one long touchdown run. Now they have 3rd down and about 7. And Logan jumps offside Joel Berglund. Now it'll be 3rd and 2. And Logan didn't even have to do that. They had Ben Lomond pinned back. I mean, our penalties just absolutely ripping the guts out of the Grizz tonight.
Well, they're trying to be aggressive and trying to anticipate the snap count. Now Berglund's going to come out of the ball game and get an earful, I'm sure, but it's that just changes the whole complexion of the defense now. You have, instead of a 3rd and 7, you have a 3rd and 2. That opens up a lot more options for Ben Lomond.
Probably the option to Hill, I would imagine. Clock running, 6:05 left in the half. Scott 6-0 in a frustrating first half. Here's Hill to Hughes, 1st down and more. Hughes is across the 25 near the 30-yard line. It was Saunders who came up and tackled him, and fortunately he did. On an off tackle, no Grizzly touched Hughes until he was in the secondary. To the 29-yard line, he ran 9 yards for that 1st down.
Well, last week against Mountain Crest, I know Hughes impressed a lot of the fans that had gone to the game. Being in Salt Lake, there was a gentleman that saw Ben Lomond play, and he mentioned Hughes as one of the standout players for Ben Lomond. Wanted me to watch for him tonight, and he's doing a good job.
He didn't do much offensively, did it better defensively. Here's the option run to the right by Hill, the quarterback. He did not pitch it. He carried. Rick Sampson made the tackle along with James, and they run it to about the 32-yard line.
We do have an update from down in Ogden. Skyview now leading Ogden 12-0. We haven't had an update from Hiram yet. Last we heard, Mountain Crest was leading Box Elder 7-0.
Halftime, we're going to talk about the tale of 2 brothers. We'll share that with you at halftime. 6-0 the score here with 5:15 left in the half on KVNU Logan. 2nd down and 7 after a 3-yard run by Hill. Everybody was moving there, and now finally the flags come as Hill gets the handoff and runs nowhere. Broken play from the start. Bracken made the tackle, but it's illegal procedure, and I think they're going to mark it off and not even let the play stand, I would think.
Should be a dead ball. Let's see what the officials do here.
Although when the play was already in motion before the flags flew. And they are giving Logan some kind of option, so I don't think that, Logan may be able to take the play.
Well, nothing happened on the play. They didn't go anywhere. He got the illegal procedure call against.
Yeah, it was illegal procedure on Logan. On Ben Lomond. He said it was on Logan, the official did, but it's declined.
Well, they faked me out pretty good there.
No gain for Hill. 3rd and 7 coming up. 5:02 left in the first half of this ball game. Let's mention Thornapple Valley Tri-Miller. Again, you can always depend on them to bring you the best in pork, turkey, sandwich meats, and delicious hams. Again, processed and made right here in Cache Valley. Thornapple Valley Tri-Miller. 3rd down, 7. Hill turns, runs the counter option back to this side of the field, jumps, and he's tackled by Bunch. McLeod from behind also helped make the play. Be short of a 1st down. 3-yard run by Hill to the 35. 4th down coming up.
Hill doesn't give up the ball once he gets out. He's only given it up, I think, once on a pitch play so far tonight. As he gets outside on his rollout, he really likes to keep it, and he does a good job with the ball. That time, Logan reading it well. Bunch doing a great job of coming up from the outside linebacker position to make the stop.
Logan's now warming up on the sidelines. Jake Jensen may end up coming in at tailback. There's the punt by Hughes, a beauty again. Thornley gets it back at the 24. Thornley steps to the left, now back to the right. Sidesteps a tackler and brings it back to the 35. An 11-yard run back by Thornley. Tackled by Chris Brandon downfield. That was a nice punt by Hughes. That was a 41-yard kick. So Hughes, pretty good punter.
Look, Rash Malik back out onto the field. He was being tended to on the sideline. He's still limping a little bit, but he's back into the ball game, and it looks like Logan is going to shuffle in the play with Jake Jensen. He's 5'10 and 160. He's a sophomore for the Grizzlies. He'll probably bring in the next play.
Well, Mike Anderson still has not left the bench. Malik goes out to a slot left. Larson outside of him left. Right side flanked is Thompson. The only running back, Guerrero. And it's Tony who gets the call, and Tony who gets hammered. Fights his way back near the 1st down. He did a good job to prevent a loss. Dwayne Day got through and stopped the play, and then they finally stopped him right at the 35, no gain.
Dwayne Day just shooting the gap between the guard and the tackle right in Guerrero's face as Guerrero handoff. Nowhere to go for him. Now Nate Dunn bringing in the play for the Grizzlies.
So they're going to stick with the wide receivers. It's Meng out over the center, out over the football, make it. Sampson on one side. Holmes is the tackle on this side. I can't tell who the guard is on this play. Second down, 10 play for Logan. Their own 35. Thornley rolling out to the right side. Thornley throws sidelines. Ooh, almost intercepted again, or at least nice play by Cottle stepping in front of the tight end Hansen. He did a good job. Incomplete.
Cottle was man-to-man on Hansen. As Hansen comes out, runs a little 5-yard out. Cottle does a good job of reading the play, waiting for Thornley to make his move on the planned roll out to the right. As soon as Thornley releases it, Cottle breaks on the ball and cuts in front of Hansen and almost had an interception.
Third down, 10, 2:50 left in the half. Ben Lomond 6-0. Larson left side, right side Thompson. I formation behind Thornley. Now Thompson goes in motion to the far side. And here's a handoff to Malik. He ran into one of his own blockers, and that slowed him down. Ryan White was trying to block the hole for him and kind of went into the back of his legs. And then good pursuit by Ben Lomond. And the guy who made the tackle was Rentmeister, and the other one who was in on the play, I think, was Losey. The run by Malik is a yard to the 36. It'll be fourth down.
Logan's offense going nowhere on that drive. 2:23 and the clock running here in the second quarter. Logan still trailing 6-0.
First time tonight, Mike, Logan's gone 3 downs and had to punt, and they still trail 6-0. I mean, that's how well they've moved it. And now Logan's got to use a timeout. They didn't have the right people on the field. Let's see. We need one more timeout in the first half, so we'll take it here with 2:10 to go. First half, 6-0, Ben Lomond.
I want a piece of pie and a donut too. Schaefer House Bakery.
Quality is our main ingredient at Schaefer House Bakery. Every item is baked with that homemade touch you just can't get anywhere else unless you baked it yourself. Taste the difference at Schaefer House Bakery. You'll be glad you did. Schaefer House Bakery, 1045 North Main, or inside Macy's.
Schaefer House Bakery, so good.
Big snow, come see what we've got. Our sporting goods, white sails. Big snow, come ski what we've got.
Al Sporting Goods will snow you with super reductions on the finest ski brands.
Get the Kaufman Sorel Caribou Boot or Columbia Bugaboo Coat. Your choice, just $99.99.
Our sporting goods, white sails. Big snow.
Pretty good rush on. He kicks a great high kick. It's still deep. Fair catch was called for. Now, again, that play should be over. And now they're going to get a penalty for delay of game. What happened was the other guy back, Zach Taylor, called a fair catch. Trevor Weekly, who caught the ball, did not. He took off running, but anytime one of them calls a fair catch back there, it's a fair catch.
As a matter of fact, anybody on the field can call a fair catch. Even the lineman who on a rush can raise his hand and say fair catch, and that will negate the run back, and there you have the delay of game call as one of the men that's back, Zach Taylor, calls a fair catch, and the other receiver catches it, who was Weekly. He starts running thinking he's got a great play, and the officials are blowing the whistles, and that's going to be a delay call against Ben Lomond.
That ends up being a 39-yard punt for Dunn. 1:59 to play in the half. Al Lewis, Mike Hansen with you tonight. We'll be on Wednesday night this next week from Lehigh with our coverage. Ben Lomond starts from the 20 after the penalty, and Hill's trying to option. He had the ball up for a moment. He may have fumbled the ball. Grizzlies say they've got it. The official on top of the play says yes. So it was recovered by the Grizzlies.
But Rick Sampson on the recovery.
So Sampson, again, your quarterback Hill wanted to option at the last second, and Logan had him pretty well wrapped up. So it's a loss on the play of 5 yards back to the 15-yard line by Hill, and Logan recovers.
And that's where the defensive end does his job. He's, of course, got the assignment of taking on Hill, the quarterback, and that's Sampson's job. Wraps him up, forces the fumble as Hill tried to pitch the ball. Now Logan with great field position needs to take advantage of the ball on the 16-yard line. 1:38 and the clock running.
The only problem is they have used a lot of their timeouts already in the first half. Here's Thornley rolling out to the right side. Thornley looks upfield, pumps, he's going to run. 15, makes a nice move to the 10. Inside the 10, still on his feet to about the 5-yard line. A nifty piece of running by Mark Thornley. Finally, it was Rentmeister who tackled him, and we're going to have a first down for the Grizz, or pretty close to it, and that's why the officials are stopping the clock to check that out.
Well, you really have to credit Jake Jensen, the sophomore that came in on that play, turned and wheeled it, and threw a great block on the linebacker on pursuit and allowed Thornley to get up near the first down.
So again, Logan has had injuries to Malik, who's now on the bench, and Anderson tonight. They're 2 starting tailbacks. Now the officials are clearing the way for a measurement coming up, and that clears the way for us to mention one of our game sponsors is Palmer's. Again, it's a pretty nice place, and remember at Palmer's, they're serious about putting service back in the service department with genuine Mr. Goodwrench service. 1:19 to play in the half.
And Arash Malik is on the bench now. He does have a sprained ankle. He's got some ice on that left ankle, sitting right next to Anderson, moved off the bench.
It's a first down run, 10-yard run by Thornley to the 5-yard line.
Thornley now rushing the ball has 6 carries for 58 yards.
Plus, he has thrown it and completed 4 for 96 in the game. Now the clock running. 1:18 to play.
Now the crowd gets into it. They've been really quiet this whole first half, and now a scoring opportunity for the Grizzlies, and the crowd's back in the game.
The only running back is Guerrero. Real wide spread formation left and right, and Thornley runs the option, and he looks to the end zone and scores! Touchdown, Logan.
Hughes for Ben Lomond had no choice but to take Guerrero for the possible pitch. Thornley rolls left. Guerrero does a good job of expecting the pitch, and then Thornley breaks it upfield against the grain, dives over for the touchdown for the Grizzlies.
So Logan takes advantage of the only mistake really the Ben Lomond offense did in the first half, and Logan has made a ton of mistakes. They finally tied the score here at the end of the first half, and now Aaron Morrison to try the point after. Snap is high, but down on the tee. The kick by Morrison is good, and Logan leads. So, it's a little bit of a change, Mike, to what it looked like it was going to be. A very frustrating first half, but finally at least Logan gets something on the scoreboard.
Well, and it took the defense to create something for the offense. The offense moving the ball pretty well in the first half, and then the penalties have just absolutely killed them. Defense doing a good job of not getting frustrated and going out and playing some good defense. Despite the long run by Hill, they've now figured out the assignments, what they need to do to stop the Ben Lomond offense. Did it on Ben Lomond's previous series, and gives Logan great field position at their own at Ben Lomond's 16-yard line, and then it's all Thornley as he runs for the first down, and then on the first and goal, he rushes in across the goal line, cutting back against the grain. So those are the things you have to do offensively when the defense creates things. You have to take advantage, and again, exciting. It's homecoming, and you want to win. You don't want to come out with a disappointing loss. You've had fun all week, but the key's the football game, and now Logan's got the lead 7-6.
Okay, now Ben Lomond likes to do reverses and different things off of kickoffs. I see Hill and Williams are both at about the 35-yard line. So there's still time left here in the first half, 57 seconds to play. Logan has just gone 15 yards in 2 plays for the score. Here's Morrison's kickoff, and he belted that one. Weakley goes back and gets it at about the 3 or 4 yard line. And then there's the reverse. Here comes Cliff Williams, 25, 30, 35, flag down. Williams is going to score, but it's coming back. There's another flag. Did I call that or what?
You called it, and it was McLeod who got it right in the back, and that time the officials called it. McLeod's frustrated. He's going over and talking to the special teams coach, says, I can't catch a break, and then finally the flag thrown at the 35-yard line, and that'll happen when you're reversing field and the whole flow of the play changes direction. You're going to get some clips in the back, and the officials caught it that time. The flag right at about the 36. What a great run there by Williams, and if it wasn't for the flag, that goes all the way for a touchdown, but as it is, it's going to be called back.
So Weakley caught it at the 3, gave it to Cliff Williams, and they run it to the 36. So 33-yard kickoff return, but then there will be a penalty.
Well, you sure called that play, though, Al. You knew it was coming.
I mean, I heard him talking about it, so why weren't the Grizzlies ready for it?
Well, get down there, Al, and tell them all about it. Doing a good job.
You get caught up, in the emotion of it all, and you get running down the field and you kind of just want to make a kamikaze hit on somebody, you don't think about some of those things
Well,
happening.
that's where you got to keep your lanes. They always teach you on the kickoff coverage, keep your lanes. You have two outside guides, designated headhunters is what you call them. They come down, and they're the ones that can go outside the lanes and head straight for the ball. The other guys have to keep a lane for things like for that exact type of a play.
Here's a handoff to the fullback, Hill. So again, Ben Lomond thought they had a touchdown and a big play. I think they returned a touchdown against Murray that kind of got them going. I mean, Murray was an undefeated football team until Ben Lomond ran into him, and they were 2-1 on the preseason. Then West took them pretty good. That's a 3-yard run by Hughes to the 24. And now it doesn't look like Ben Lomond's going to try to do much here in the first half. The clock's about ready to run out. They had the reverse for the touchdown, and now they're in the huddle. I don't even know if they're going to have to run another play. The back judge isn't even counting, so they don't even have to run another play, and the first half ends right there. So Logan goes to the locker room with a 7-6 lead. They outplayed Ben Lomond a lot in the first half. We have seen it all, though, in the first half. Penalties have really dominated the game so far. We'll come back and wrap up the first half and talk more about things. And again, we have the Tale of Two Brothers coming up. The features on Roger and Stu Howell coming up at the half. We'll return after this timeout.
Okay, what do you get?
That's probably about as strange 24 minutes of football as we've seen in a while. Logan Logan moved the ball up and down the field, and they found some way, somehow, to not convert on points. And then all of a sudden their defense recovers at the 15-yard line in the last minute of the first half, and they're able to put 7 on the board and take a 7-6 lead.
Well, the offensive line just caught for clipping and holding and the legal procedure and other things. They get some things going and the momentum going. It's hard to get on a 3rd and 24, and that's what they've been leaving themselves to try to get all night long until the turnover by Ben Lomond.
Boy, Mark Thornley, though, in a lot of ways has really controlled this game offensively for Logan. I think we're seeing 2 great running quarterbacks on both sides.
Well, Thornley so far has contributed 63 yards rushing on 7 carries and 96 yards passing for the Grizzlies. So he's doing it all. He's keeping the Grizzlies in the game. He's doing everything he can. Now the other guys have to step it up and quit committing those penalties for the Grizzlies.
And then Hill, the quarterback for Ben Lomond, has 77 yards in rushing, and he had the 62-yard touchdown run. Again, they scored with 7:24 to go in the first quarter. Hill ran 62 yards. It was a 6-play, 80-yard drive after Logan had missed a field goal to start the game, when Logan got a 40-yard pass to open it up, and then the drive bogged down at the 19. Then Logan drove it 11 plays, and then Hughes intercepted when it looked like Logan was moving it. The next time Logan gets the ball, they have 4 straight first down plays, and then all of a sudden they get into a bad situation at about the 35. They were down to the 17. They got a penalty that brought them back, and then they went for a fake punt that was intercepted. Logan had a 4-down and punt. Then Logan had Ben Lomond's punch back after a punt, and then that was where the delay of game was called with a fair catch and the 5-yard penalty. Then Lomond started at the 20, and the quarterback, Hill, tried to pitch the ball, and he fumbled it. It was recovered by Sampson with 1:45 to play, and 2 plays later, Thornley scored on a 5-yard run with 57 seconds to go. The point after by Morrison made it 7-6, and that's where we are at the half. So, again, a first half that had 61 yards in penalties for Logan and 50 yards in penalties for Ben Lomond. It was not pretty, but it's certainly competitive. And it's 7-6 at the half. The Logan High-Lows are just walking on. We'll see a lot of Logan performing groups here at half. The royalty, of course, we'll talk about that as well before we get back to the second half. But we're going to talk about 2 brothers, Howell, Roger for Ben Lomond and Stewart for Logan. And we're back with that after this timeout. The sideline, he's got his man. He turns it up the field. Man-to-man on Hill as he goes in motion. Handed off Anderson. Look for a hole inside. Went outside. It turned the corner. And Anderson's got a first down. And here's Anderson again into the secondary. He breaks the tackle at the 40, at the 20, at the 20. Bring Anderson. Touchdown, Logan.
This is the Valley Channel High School Game of the Week, sponsored by Cache Valley Bank. Our business is you. Schaefer Bakery. Quality is our main ingredient. Bear Welding. Secure and beautify with ornamental iron work. Blacker Furniture. Home of the soft sell. And Al Sporting Goods. We don't want everybody's business, just yours.
some stats, you can look at some of the individuals. I think we had Logan, I think I noticed 10 first downs in the first half for the Grizzlies. Box Elder had only 3. Logan had 88 yards rushing. Box Elder had 96 yards rushing. Logan had 96 passing. Ben Lomond did not even complete a pass and didn't even attempt a pass. Penalties, 61 for Logan on 6 penalties, 6 for 50 for the Scots. Ben Lomond Hughes averaging 43.5 a kick, Dunn averaging 39 a kick. Logan threw 2 interceptions and Ben Lomond lost 1 fumble, and again the fumble that Logan recovered led to the 7 points they have on the board.
And the 7 points, of course, scored by Thornley. He has 63 rushes on 7 carries. Also, Rash Malik, 6 carries, 19 yards. Mike Anderson, 1 carry for 9 yards. Tony Guerrero, 3 carries for a -3. Receiving the ball, Larson has 2 catches for 45 yards, and Rash Malik 1 for 40. Individually for Ben Lomond quickly, the quarterback, 77 yards on 10 carries, and also the long touchdown. Hughes has 4 carries, 19 yards, and Williams 2 carries for no yards, and of course no completions for Ben Lomond.
I was just going back and checking this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 10 first downs for Logan in the first half. Ben Lomond had 2, 3, 4. Ben Lomond had 4 first downs in the first half, and Logan had 10. Logan now kicking out of the north. Morrison ready to kick off. Again, Ben Lomond had that great return that was nullified by a penalty. They reversed it. Let's see what they try this time. They squib kick it a little bit more. It's grabbed by an up man. He just lowers the head and drives straight forward up the field. Jay West picked it up at about the 24-yard line, and West takes it back to the 30, about the 38 it looks like they're going to mark it at. So that's a 14-yard run back by West. And the Ben Lomond Scots will start at their 38, again trailing by a score of 7-6. You know, college football tomorrow, Mike, we hardly have any games of ranked teams going head-to-head. Miami and Colorado.
Probably the best game of the day.
And then North Carolina State. Both of them are ranked in the top 20, and those are the only ones going head-to-head. Air Force and BYU. They won't have a close game this time. I got a feeling it's going to be a blowout for them. And then Utah-Wyoming could be an interesting game tomorrow, I think.
Laramie is a tough place to go and win. And Utah is, I think, a better team, but it's always tough to go to Laramie.
Hey, your Patriots came close, and they did show that game on TV.
Can you believe it?
It was the national television.
I died. I almost died.
To see the Patriots
and they're on
TV.
tomorrow. They're on Sunday against the Jets in the evening at 6 o'clock. So it's exciting.
Mike's got a chance to see his Patriots play a couple of weeks. Probably the best NFL game of the weekend, I guess, the Niners and the Saints. Miami, Buffalo.
Niners and Saints. Saints playing some good football. 49ers giving up a lot of points, but they put up a lot too, so that'll be a good game.
Officials have checked with both sidelines here. Bracken is trying to get the Logan section to make some noise.
They've been quiet all night except for the 16-yard drive at the end of the first half where Logan scored their only touchdown.
Craig Saunders is playing corner now. Thornley's playing the safety spot. I formation behind the quarterback Jared Hill, and Logan again jumps offside. Rick Sampson this time. That's about the 3rd time tonight that Logan has jumped off sides, even though they're pointing, saying, hey, we got pulled and drawn off sides. And now the officials are going to confer about it. Dead ball encroachment against Logan. They didn't confer very long. Another 5-yard penalty on Logan.
One thing that's kind of fun, too, with homecoming, you have cheerleaders trying to get this crowd going as the alumni cheerleaders get to come back and cheer for the second half.
How many cheerleaders in the state of Utah, Mike? About 1,700 at the high schools. You know that?
I did not know that.
Handoff inside.
Fumble again.
Another fumble. Logan says they got it. Yeah, they do. It was handed off to Hughes, and it was Mark James, I think, who recovered the fumble. He and Bracken were around it. So Logan will take over the ball at the 42. So Hughes lost a yard, and the Grizzlies, again, the last time Ben Lomond had the ball, other than running out the clock in the first half, they fumbled and Logan converted for a score, and now Logan will start at the Ben Lomond 42.
And Nielsen into the ball game for Logan. He's coming a little bit of a limp. He's going to come in and play fullback.
And Guerrero's
going to be the tailback.
Again, with the injuries to Malik and Anderson in the first half, we may not see them again. Looked like Anderson's was more serious than Malik's. And it's Guerrero getting the call, and he dives off tackle right to about the 39 of the Scots. He got upended by Rentmeister at the line, but he just kind of dived over the stack. A 3-yard run for Tony Guerrero. Coming into tonight, Guerrero had rushed for 84 yards on the season. He was 3rd on the team.
Rentmeister, I really think, is having a little better game than we've seen out of Andy Brown. Andy Brown, a big guy, but Rentmeister also drawing a double team along the offensive line. That time he held up 2 Grizzly blockers. Guerrero had to go over the top.
Brown's, again, a standing position to rush from a defensive end on the right. Thornley pointing to his backs, Anderson and Guerrero, and he's going to straight drop back to pass, gets flushed out of the pocket, runs down through the middle, still on his feet, and a great run by Mark Thornley again. He's inside the 20 to about the 22-yard line, and it was Morris who made the tackle for Ben Lomond. The run is down to the 22-yard line. That's a 17-yard first down run by Mark Thornley.
Well, before the play started, Thornley pointed to his running backs and said, hey, they're going to be coming up the middle strong. Running backs did a good job of holding them off, and the pressure was up the middle. Thornley just breaks it off to the left, no receiver open, breaks it upfield for the big gain.
KBNU Logan, Al Lewis, Mike Hansen on cellular tonight from Rocky Mountain Cellular and U.S. West Cellular. Logan's homecoming game, 3rd quarter, handoff Mike Nielsen. First time he's carried the ball this year, but it's going to be a penalty on the play, so he may not get a carry out of this one. Probably another holding call, which we have seen tons of tonight. Yep, here it is against Logan. Ben Lomond will have to take the yardage here because Nielsen had backed it inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line.
Again, the Logan getting down deep in Ben Lomond territory, and a holding penalty negates a good run, and it's going to be called back.
So the Hankey was on the field at the 21, so it should be to about the 31-yard line. It is. It's a 9-yard penalty on Logan from the portion. 9:55 to play 3rd quarter. Logan's just recovered a Ben Lomond fumble. They lead it by a score of 7-6. And they have the ball at the Scott 31, now 1st and 19. Nielsen the fullback, Guerrero the running back. Thompson is right, Dunn is left. Tight end Hansen's on the right side. Thornley again with a long count at the line. Sprints right. Mark looking downfield. Mark's going to run again. Cuts it back towards the middle. Nice solid tackle made by Mark Hughes as he takes it across the 30 to about the 29, and that's all. Nice play by Hughes. They're going to mark it to the 28. 3-yard run by Thornley.
Hughes, again, just playing linebacker. He was just out on the flat on coverage. Good coverage there by the Ben Lomond defensive backs. One change that Ben Lomond has made defensively is they put Williams back at free safety. A little bit of a rover type of a position for him. Not going quite as much man-to-man and letting him roam around the field, but that time Hughes made the play on Thornley.
And they are playing Hill with his bad leg at cornerback. Morris is the other corner. 2nd down and about 16 for Logan. Thornley straight drop back in the pocket. Throws! Oh, off the hands of Mark Thompson. It was high, but probably still catchable at the 10-yard line, and Mark knows it. Ran a little hook.
Well, when you get both hands on the ball, and even though your arms are outstretched, you should be able to come down with those and make the play. And that time Thompson knew that he'd have the opportunity. Pretty good coverage by Ben Lomond. Thornley decided to go high with it, trying to get Thompson up. Thompson's pretty tall. He got up in the air and got both hands on it, but couldn't come down with the ball.
Yeah, he's 6'3". USU Community Credit Union with the lowest interest rates right now, and now's the time to refinance. Check with USU Community Credit Union. 3rd down and 16 play at the Scott 28 for Logan, leading by a point in the 3rd quarter. Thornley back with a blitz coming. They pick it up. Thornley throws a slant. Oh, right through the arms of Thiel, who should have had an interception, and then almost a catch by Nate Dunn. It'll be 4th down. I don't know how that one got through Thiel's arms.
And it's the holding penalty on 1st down that moved Logan back and forced them into this 3rd and long situation. And now they're going to try a field goal
it's a long one.
As they bring Aaron Morrison on. It's going to be about a 45-yard, 46-yard attempt for Morrison.
He's kicked from 41, his first one of the year. Since then, he has missed 4, including one tonight that may have been partially blocked from 37. The holder is Nate Dunn. There was some wind out of the kind of the southeast. It's not there now, so pretty much calm. Low snap, but he got it on the tee. Morrison's kick's going to be short and wide to the right, but in high school football, that's the one good thing. Might as well try for it because it goes to the 20-yard line.
They just didn't get it clean. They don't know if there's a problem with the hold or not, but Morrison just didn't kick that. and the ball wasn't even close. It was way left and actually landed just barely in the end zone. And so now Ben Lomond takes over after Logan does not convert on the Ben Lomond fumble. 8:30 to go here in the third quarter. Logan still leading 7-6.
Ben Lomond does a good job to dodge a little bullet there after they fumble. Their center, Brandon, out over the football. That's Chris Brandon. Tight end Chad Wilson's over on the right side. Slot to the left with, again, Weekly in the slot. And here's the handoff to the fullback again, right through the middle on the dive. Again, the option play is the dive man getting the handoff. That's what you got to establish with the option first. So they respect that inside. Then you fake that belly. You pull it away, and you go to the outside and make some things happen. It's a 3-yard run by Hughes. 2nd down and 7 coming up.
Now we have an official timeout. Let's see what they call here.
Something needs to be taken care of by the outside official. He saw something, and he comes onto the field. We're at 8:09 to play third quarter. 7-6 our score. Another one of our game sponsors is Central Park. Best meal and the best deal at 890 North Main and Logan. I understand they have a brand new great tasting chicken filet sandwich too at Central Park. We're also brought to you tonight by Best Western Weston Inns, the Mountain West's finest accommodations. Al Lewis, Mike Hansen on KVNU and the Valley Channel again at the half. Mountain Crest had a 15-point lead, and Skyview led by 9, wasn't it?
Skyview leads 12-3, last we heard at halftime.
Okay. Logan has Berglund, Bracken, Beathers, and Holmes as their front 4. Bunch and Guerrero outside, McLeod, James inside. Playing corner is Saunders, the other side Sedgwick. And here's Hill going inside again to the fullback Hughes. Hughes takes it off the right side, Andy Brown's side, tackled by Mark James. He gets it to the 27. So that's a 4-yard run for Hughes. 3rd and 3 coming up.
That gives Hughes 25 yards on 7 carries, so they have been going to Hughes, and you mentioned that they needed to establish that dive play to establish the option. Hughes does a good job. He's so big and he's such a load, they really do have to hit him every play.
2 for 4 on 3rd downs tonight for Ben Lomond. They've got 3rd and a short 3 here. Here's Hill spinning, flipping it back to Cliff Williams. In the open field, he made a nice move on Bunch and isolated him and took him out of the play. Turned the corner for a 1st down. Finally, Saunders runs him out of bounds at the 36, but that'll be a Ben Lomond 1st down, a 9-yard run for Cliff Williams, who should have a heck of a senior year in basketball.
Williams was the one that returned the kickoff in the first half all the way for the touchdown. It was called back, so he's a good, quick runner, and he put a heck of a move on Bunch, who had read the play all the way, and he put the move on Bunch about 2 or 3 yards deep in his own back and was able to get the 1st down as he got around Bunch.
Tight end Wilson is left. Now Weekly comes in motion from the slot position. Morris out to the right, and Hughes Hill to throw, and it's low, incomplete. That's the first pass of the night for Ben Lomond. They decide to throw on 1st down, and it's incomplete. Just a little quick out.
Just not much on the ball there. The ball was very low. No chance for the receiver to really come up with that. The coverage really wasn't there, but just a poor throw all around.
Now Bunch comes back in and Nielsen out at the outside backer position. 2nd and 10 play coming up for the Scots. Morris goes out. The play comes in with Chadwick. Weekly goes out to a slot left. Brown's lined up as a tackle on this side. Rentmeister on the other side. A quick count. Reverse option. They go back to the right side, and Hill, a nice open field stop by Saunders. 1-yard run for Hill. Again, Hill takes the snap, and what I mean by a reverse is he takes one step, kind of spins to the left, and then turns around and on that play went back right. Most of the time he's been coming back to the left side.
And that was a good play by Tony Guerrero as well. But I think the pitch, as Hill wanted to pitch it out to Williams again, but Guerrero read the play and took Williams all the way, forced Hill to keep the ball in the pursuit with Bracken, got there for the stop.
And then Saunders made the tackle out kind of in the open field, and then Bracken finished him off. 3rd down and 9 for the Scots here. They just converted a 3rd. Let's see if they can here. Slot left. Hill, play action, roll out to the left side. He throws and is intercepted. Oh, and Saunders thought he maybe picked it, but it's incomplete. Nice play by Saunders. Looked like Morris was open for a moment, and Saunders, with a quick catch-up speed with the ball in the air, got there.
Hill looked at Morris the entire play as he did the planned rollout to the left, looked all the way at Morris and allowed the defensive backs to come up, especially Saunders, to come up and make a play on the ball, and Saunders just Ball a little bit thrown low, and he couldn't quite come up with it.
Hughes to punt. He's had a good night. 2 kicks, 43.5 average. We're at 6:16 of the third quarter, 7-6 Logan. The snap back to Hughes. Bracken came right up the middle. Hughes didn't kick that one quite as good as he has others, but it takes a great bounce and goes out of bounds at the 24-yard line, so it's going to end up as a good kick. 38-yard punt this time by Hughes. That's not bad, with no return especially.
Well, Thornley really playing well off the ball. Hughes has a great leg. He back there and kicked it away. Again, good pressure there by Bracken up the middle. One of these days he's going to get a block, but he put good pressure on the punter, but Hughes again gets it away. Kicked it away from Thornley. That time went out of bounds at the 29.
Okay, the Grizzlies, remember at one time Thornley was like 4 out of 6. He's now 4 out of 12 throwing the ball. Actually, one of those was by Dunn on the fake punt for the interception, so he's 4 out of 11. So he's missed on about his last 5. It's a 10 play for Logan at the 24. Long count by Thornley. He spins in the backfield, hands it off to Guerrero, and immediately the play was ruined. There was nothing but white jerseys. They got through the line real quickly that time. Rentmeister and also Thiel made the tackle, and it's a loss. From the 29 back to the 28, a loss of 1.
They've been really trying to stay away from Rentmeister and Brown as much as possible. Rentmeister playing more of the defensive front right off the Logan's guard, and he has good pursuit along that defensive front. He gets off the blocks well, and that time all the way to the other side of the field makes a tackle on Guerrero. 2nd down and 11. Thornley back, little play action fake. He gets belted, but stays up on his feet for just a moment. Then he goes down. Well, you got to give Brown a little bit of a credit there, along with Hughes. They both made a great rush. He was in the pocket. Logan's pocket couldn't contain it. They say that Thornley's knee went down at the 24. That's a 4-yard sack. 3rd down coming up. Logan's 2 out of 6 on 3rd downs tonight. 5 minutes left, 3rd quarter. 7-6 Logan. Here's the 3rd down coming. Logan coming into the ballgame allowing 10 sacks this season so far, and the opponent's allowing 5 for the Grizzly defense.
Is that Thornley's first time he's been sacked tonight?
Yes, it is.
Okay, 3rd down and about 10. Make it 15. 3rd and 15. High formation. Thornley back in the pocket. This time he's got some time. Throws the out for Thompson, and again, he had both hands on it. The 35-yard line. It would not have been a 1st down, and it's incomplete. Be 4th down.
The ball was short of the 1st down. Again, the receiver's got to be aware where the 1st down marker is. You got to run your patterns. He had to, Thompson that time had to run his pattern past the 40. He broke it off at the 35 instead. Still didn't come up with the ball. If he would have been out of bounds short of the 1st down anyway. Logan forced to punt.
Back deep is Trevor Weekly. Done to punt. Good snap. Gets a little bit of a rush, but kicks it away. Now Weekly comes up and gets it at the 40. 45, 46-yard line, that's all. Nice job by Danny Holmes downfield, along with Rick Hansen. They mark it at the 46, a 6-yard run back by Weekly after a punt that went 36 yards.
I think the official speaking with Weekly a little bit. Weekly does a little motion with his arms as he goes up to catch the ball. It almost looks like he's ready to call a fair catch. And I think the official was fooled a little bit on that play, so he just let Weekly know he needs to keep his arms down a little bit so it doesn't look like he's calling a fair catch.
Might have even been the last time that's what happened. Maybe he didn't even intend a fair catch. Okay, the Scots offense is back. Here's Hill pass. He wants to go long for Morris, and he beats Saunders, but the pass is 10 yards downfield. Incomplete.
That's 3 pass attempts. Now we have a flag on the play. More in the offensive backfield of Ben Lomond. It's probably going to be a holding. That's what it is against Ben Lomond.
Logan's going to take it because so the pass play won't count. Ben Lomond will get a 10-yard penalty out of it from the point of infraction, which makes it even more like a 15-yard penalty almost. Let's see where they mark it. At the 31, it is a 15-yard penalty.
The holding 5 yards deep in the backfield. That's a case where the offensive lineman's trying to allow the defensive line to form a pocket around the quarterback, and right at about the 30 or 41-yard line of Ben Lomond, they hold. That's 5 yards in the backfield, and that's why it's a 15-yard penalty. Logan jumps off sides again.
Logan encroaches. McLeod from the linebacker was coming up, saw a gap, wanted to get through there. Ben Lomon's Cliff Williams had gone out to a flanker on the right side. It's got to be about the 4th time tonight that Logan has jumped offside. 5 yards on Logan. Now it's up to the 36-yard line.
Those kind of penalties, again, just trying to be aggressive, trying to anticipate the snap counts and coming up on the blitz. But you've got to be careful because it's 4 times tonight that we've seen it. That's 20 yards in just gifts to Ben Lomond.
1st and 20. Clock at 3:58 left. Now again, Williams goes out to a slot right. 3 wide receivers to the right. Hill rolls out to the right. Hill likes to run. He throws short, and it's caught, but a short gain. Guerrero right on top of the receiver over there, who was Weekly. So Weekly makes the catch at the 41. That is a 5-yard pass play to Weekly. That's the first pass completion of the night for Hill.
Hill just does a little planned rollout to the right, and they have 3 wide receivers lined up to the right. One does a 5-yard out, one does a 10, and one does a 15-yard out, and that time they went for the short route at 5 yards.
2nd and 15 for the Scots. Their own 41, trailing by 1 point. Play action, flag down. In fact, they're whistling the play dead before it starts.
That's going to be illegal procedure, a false start against Ben Lomond when it's blown dead at the dead ball.
Boy, Andy Brown and Big Dave Peacock were involved there. I saw Peacock being helped up off the ground by Brown as that play got started. So an illegal procedure. We'll take it back to the 36-yard line. 5-yard penalty on the Scots. Logan has 80 yards in penalties. Ben Lomond has 70.
Little flag happy tonight. 3:48 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Logan still maintains a 6 lead.
Ben Lomond has 117 yards of offense. Logan has 202. I was wondering if they had about as many penalty yards as offensive yards. I guess they have offensive yards and offensive yards, and that would be what the coaches would call all the penalty yardage, huh? 2nd and 25 now. Logan faking a blitz. No, they really were coming, and here's a punt by Hill going out left. Now he throws long down the middle, and Sedgwick got a piece of the ball incomplete. Sedgwick closed on it real well.
Boy, Hill threw a great ball. He's throwing against his body as he's rolling out to left. Throws it all the way to the other side of the field, looking for Hughes breaking down the field, and Sedgwick had him man-to-man all the way and had the better position, and Sedgwick almost came up with the interception.
Now 3rd down and 20. We're in the 3rd quarter here at Crimson Field of this homecoming game, and our game is brought to you tonight by Performance Tire. I noticed today they have a special on a select group of tires. You buy 3, you get 1 free at Performance Tire at 3rd North and Main in Logan. Here's the 3rd and 20. All-out blitz for Logan. And it's a screen to Cliff Williams, and he's tackled for a loss. He slipped, but Bunch and Holmes were ready to finish him off, but Guerrero made a great rush from the offside. It's a completed pass, but for a huge loss. Back to the 27-yard line. They lost 9 on a pass completion.
Really credit the Bunch that time as he came in hard from the right side on the blitz, and all of a sudden he realized that the screen was developing,
and he stopped.
And he threw it to Williams, and he stopped, and he just covered Williams, so the ball got to him. Williams had nowhere to go, and Bunch was there for the big play. 4th
and real long. The kick by Hughes is a low one, end over end. Thornley should have a return at the 42, 45. Thornley, midfield. Thornley to the Ben Lomond 46-yard line, and there's another late flag on the kicking play. Thrown where a Grizzly was blocking.
Well, it was thrown right into the stack of players who got a clip against Logan. That's gonna put them back in Logan's end of the field. They would have been on the Ben Lomond 44. The flag being right about the 42 of Ben Lomond.
Perry Christensen's got his hat off right now. He's just scratching his head, and actually that was Brett Jensen. Perry's over the other side talking right now to his quarterback.
Al Garner has his hat off.
No, he does.
Strolling the sideline.
Does he even still have a handle on it? Boy, yeah, he does. He's turned it around, though. This is really frustrating.
Every time a play takes place, the first thing we're doing now is looking for flags. We're expecting them on almost every play.
Okay. The punt by Hughes went 33 yards. The return by Thornley went 14, and then the penalty is a 15-yarder on Logan. And Logan will start at their own 40 instead of the Ben Lomond 45. Logan now has 95 yards in penalties. Had 95. Layton had 95 in the first game of the year. Logan had 88 in that game. And Lomond really bunching the line of scrimmage here. Now Hughes backing off, and now somebody moved on the line. Boy, the Grizzlies on the line are so undisciplined tonight on both sides of the ball. That time, I think the guard, Ryan White, may have moved.
Well, it's been a real battle in the trenches tonight, Al. And, you know, both teams trying to be aggressive, trying to establish themselves. You have, you know, the big players for Ben Lomond, the Brown and Rentmeister and others along the front, and they're going both ways. A lot of Logan's players going both ways, each trying to get the upper hand before the play starts. And this is where these penalties are taking place. They're trying to get a jump on the ball.
2:22 left. 7-6. We're in the third quarter. Thornley short drop. Throws a little out, and it is caught and dropped. Incomplete. That was, I think that's Jepson. Yep, Nilo Jepson, who was in the game, and the pass is incomplete to him. I'll tell you, the flanker now has had the ball, both hands on the ball 3 times tonight, can't hang on.
Whenever you can get both hands on the ball, I said it before, that you should be able to come with the ball. That time, Jensen stretched out a little bit, trying to receive the ball, and coming into the ball game now is Ryan Anderson, the sophomore, replacing Jensen. But
got good speed.
If you have both hands on the ball, you should be able to come up with it.
Anderson has good speed. He's really been playing well lately. Perry wanted to use him tonight.
Got single coverage on the outside.
Got 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Fullback is Nielsen behind Thornley on 2nd down and 15. Short drop, Thornley looking left down the sidelines, and Larson's there. He makes the catch in stride at the 30, at the 20, 10, 5, touchdown Grizzlies, and no flags.
We mentioned before the play began, no coverage on yet single coverage on the wide receivers, allowing that time Larson to use his speed. He just does a streak pattern down the sideline as both wide receivers just run streaks down both sidelines. That time Larson down the left sideline beats his man by 2 or 3 yards, catches the ball in stride. The Ben Lomond Scott unable to make the diving tackle, and Larson in for the score.
65-yard pass play, and again in stride. Larson never had to stop. Perfectly thrown ball by Thornley. The kick by Morrison's good. 1:58 left in the third. A timeout. 14-6 Grizzlies.
Ah, leisure. That's why Jack's Tire have always sold Michelin's. I guess our quality product and honest service has kept us in northern Utah for over 40 years. Since my son and his boys have taken over the business, I've got lots of leisure time. That's why I take my Michelin's wherever I go.
As we head into the 90s, there are technological changes taking place throughout the world. The Bridgerland Applied Technology Center is keeping abreast with these changes and will train you to be a specialist in your field. Located at the BATC is the Northern Utah Intake and Assessment Center, where we can readily evaluate your career strengths. We offer guidance and counseling to help find a career that's right for you. The Bridgerland Applied Technology Center, employment through training.
That was a 2-play, 60-yard drive and a 65-yard touchdown because of the penalty in that drive. Thornley hit Larson. Now the kickoff, back deep. Weekly takes it at the 9-yard line. Behind the wedge. Now here comes a reverse to Cliff Williams, and they got him that time. At the 16-yard line. I think it was Bijan Andrade who was downfield along with Sedgwick to make the tackle.
Also Kirk Jepson down there helping out for Logan. A lot of these young sophomores, the juniors getting in there and getting some good playing time on special teams. That time Logan does a better job keeping your lanes, keeping discipline. I think the handoff came a little bit late. I think Williams was late coming around for the reverse, but nevertheless, the Logan special teams doing the job there.
Okay, that was a 9-yard run back, and here's the option and nowhere to go because the Grizzly Borgland fired through, got Hill before he could even run the option to the right side. He didn't fake to the fullback. And so Joel Berglund just jumps through and makes a tackle for a 3-yard loss back to the 15-yard line.
Big Joel Berglund, 6'4", 240, doing a great job of fighting off the block of the right guard of Ben Lomond, right in Hill's faces. He takes the snap, nowhere for Hill to go.
1:06 left in the quarter now. Grizzlies have got the crowd going a little bit now after that fine 65-yard pass play. Quick pitch over to Williams, trying to come back through the middle. You know, that's a pitch out, and he comes off of tackle right, and Cliff Williams gets it back near the original line of scrimmage. So run to about the, well, they're going to mark it on the 19. Give him 4 yards on the run. 3rd down and 9 coming up.
Just try to get the quick pitch out to Williams. He lines up to the right and behind the quarterback Hill, and you get the quick pitch out and try to let him just run straight upfield off tackle as opposed to running at the angle off tackle. Maybe trying to use his speed. He's squaring the line of scrimmage to get him upfield quicker.
Ben Lomond's 3 for 7 on 3rd downs, but here's a flag down before the play starts.
It's going to be offsides on Sampson again, the left defensive end, trying to anticipate the snap count.
You know, tonight, Logan now has 105 yards in penalties, in 12 penalties. This is the first time since the 1990 season that Logan's had a 100-yard penalty game.
Well, when it rains, it pours sometimes. You know you're not supposed to be doing that. You should be watching the ball, not trying to anticipate quite so much. Watch the ball, be aggressive, but don't make the mistakes and be jumping off sides, because once you jump, you can't jump back, because the official will call it in high school.
I don't know if they're going to get this play off. Nope, they don't. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. Logan 14, Ben Lomond 6, and we're back in 1 minute for the 4th quarter.
By the time you're hungry enough for lunch at Taco Time, we've already put in a hard day's work. While the other guys are sound asleep, never dreaming of going to so much trouble, we're wide awake and starting fresh. At Taco Time, we've got people to take care of. Be one of them. Get a soft taco for only 99 cents for a limited time at participating Taco Time restaurants.
We make it fresh every day. Taco Time.
Hey, I thought you were a Honda for life guy, huh? What happened?
Well, this happened.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I love the way it drives. Handling, the control. It just feels really connected to the road. Even has anti-lock brakes standard.
Oh, come on, what? You can't get ABS in the Accord, huh?
Oh, yeah. For about 4,000 more.
So what is this?
The new Grand Am. It's a Pontiac.
Score out in Hiram. Mountain Crest leads Box Elder 25-0. I believe that's still in the 3rd quarter. Mountain Crest rolling out in Hiram, and Skyview still leads Ogden 12-3 in the 4th quarter.
This is the most penalty yards. This is the 5th most penalty yardage in a Perry Christensen coach game at Logan High School. 105 yards in penalties. Here's the reverse pitch to Weekly, trying to go to the left side, and Bunch stays at home and makes the play along with Danny Holmes. Bunch has now made 2 fine stands. He may have clipped on that one punt return, but Bunch makes a nice play there. He tackles him back at the 15-yard line for a loss of 9. It'll be 4th down.
Bunch just does a great job. Again, he plays outside linebacker. He stayed at home. The whole flow of the play went to the right. Pitch came to Williams, coming back to the other side, or Weekly, I believe, and coming back to the left. Bunch does a good job of staying at home and making the play.
Hughes to Thornley on the run, gets it at the 43 of Ben Lomond, to the 40 of the Scots, runs into his own blocker, Larson, as he gets to the 38, and then a host of white jerseys led by Brian Morris make the tackle at the 38. But Thornley still brought that one back, 7 yards after a punt that went 31 yards.
Coming into the ballgame, Thornley had only returned one other punt, and that was against Roy, and so he's really taken over tonight's game, doing it all, quarterback, at safety. He's running the ball, he's throwing the ball, and he's returning the punts.
Exactly 11 minutes to play in this homecoming. Logan leading 14-6. Here's a whistle. One of the Ben Lomond linemen teetered a little bit, but it sure didn't look like he moved much.
It was Dwayne Day, the playing right on the right side of the defensive front.
I think that was well, again, we've seen it all night long, but I don't know if he moved enough to almost
not big
approach.
enough to move that far. He's only about 5'6" out there, but he leaned far enough over, I guess, to break the plane. That's going to be 1st and 5 now for the Grizzlies.
We've now had 21 penalties in this game. We still have 10:52 to go. Officials are going to have sore arms.
Single coverage again on the outside.
On Larson. High formation. It's off tackle left. And I believe it's Jensen who's in there now. Yeah, it is Jensen who got the handoff. And he takes it to the 32-yard line. He got 1 yard on the play. So that's sophomore Jake Jensen, 5'10", 160.
A lot of these sophomores, again, getting some pretty good playing time.
2nd down and 4 play coming up. 4th quarter action on Cellular tonight again from Rocky Mountain Cellular. We appreciate Greg Gerkins and his staff and U.S. West Cellular and John Eckel in their help with giving us the cellular equipment and the cellular. Oh, boy. When Andy Brown decided to come that time offside, he let Danny Holmes know it. I mean, if you're going to encroach, you might as well let the other side know that you've done it.
Well, as the biggest guy on the field to get that much momentum going, it's hard to stop, and Danny Holmes ended up on his backside. Andy Brown couldn't stop, and the official's still conferring. There you go.
You know, he wasn't the first Scott who moved. Somebody else had moved before he did. So that'll give Logan a 1st down by penalty.
He's just trying to be out there. He's trying to create things, trying to make things happen, trying to get Ben Lomond's offense back on the field. You know, he's trying to do a lot, so you can't blame the guy for being aggressive that time, a little too aggressive, and knocks Danny Holmes to the ground and gets the 5-yard penalty.
Ben Lomond has 1 first down in the second half. Logan has 3. New series of downs for Logan at the 27. And here's Thornley rolling out to the right. He's got a trailer. He could pitch it, but he's going to run it. He gets to the 25, and he goes to the 20. I think he lost the ball. I think the ball went out of bounds. In fact, it did go out of bounds down the field as Thornley was hit. And they're going to mark it on the 16-yard line, it looks like, from here. We'll put it on the 16. An 11-yard run for Thornley and another Logan 1st down.
Thornley gets the 1st down. He was stopped short of the 1st down. It appeared the ball, as you mentioned, went forward, and the ball got the 1st down on its own.
It did. You might have seen the chains over there, been on the sidelines. Just chuck it for a 1st down, huh? The officials see you do that. They won't let you have it. Thompson right, Larson left. It's off tackle to Jensen. Great run by the little sophomore. He gets inside the 10, down near another 1st down before Morris and Taylor made the tackle. It will be just shy of a 1st down. It's a 9-yard run by Jake Jensen.
Credit Holmes and Beathers for some great blocks. The guard and the tackle on the right side there for the Grizzlies as they open the hole for the sophomore.
Tell the crowd really starting to make noise. 3 receivers, only Guerrero at the running back spot now. 2nd and short play here. Here's Thornley running left, turning upfield. 5-2, not quite in. No, not quite in. I thought the official was going to raise his arms and say yes. Thornley to the 1-yard line. A 6-yard run and a 1st down for the Grizzlies. That's the same play that Thornley scored on earlier, and I think it's really set up to be an option. He could pitch if he had to, but I think he's going to run it most of the time.
Thornley, 12 carries and 96 yards. The next leading Grizzly is Arash Malik, 19 yards on 6 carries.
I dare say that in all my years of doing Logan High football, I don't think we've ever had a quarterback rush for 100 yards. I don't think that has happened. Thornley with a man in motion. Thornley, quarterback sneak, gets pushed up, but his second effort, did he get in? They still haven't said yes. Nope, he did not get in. No game.
This is an opportunity where you get the power of Guerrero possibly on an off tackle or even right up the middle. Just a turnaround, quick handoff, and let Guerrero use his power to try to get it over for the touchdown. Let's see what Perry does here.
Why not third fullback Aaron Bracken, huh?
Yeah, he was warming up with the running backs before the game. We had noticed that. Aaron Bracken plays defensive line, and he was working out with the running backs in the pregame warm-up. Boy, he'd be one to put over the top.
Logan has 3 receivers in. The only running back's Guerrero. 2nd and goal inside the 1. Going to the north goal. The new addition of Logan High and Thornley again. Quarterback sneak, and he didn't get in. He slipped, and then Ben Lomond did a job of standing him up, and now Logan is third and still goal to go at the 1.
Quarterback sneak twice in a row has not gotten Logan any new ground as Thornley slipped off the, once he received it, his left foot appeared to just slip back. He didn't have any momentum, and by that time, the linebackers and the support folks for Ben Lomond got up to the line of scrimmage to push him back. Now you have a 3rd and goal, 7:20 in the clock running here in the 4th quarter. Logan trying to add to their 14-6 lead.
3rd and goal at the 1. Thornley, long count, turns. Oh, and he wanted to hand it off, and he got tackled, and I think they're going to rule that he's down at the 3-yard line. Somebody cut underneath and made a great play. It might have been Rentmeister. No, it was Thiel, I think, an outside linebacker, or Rentmeister, one of those two. So now at the 3-yard line, it's a loss of 2, and it'll be 4th down. They're going to go for it. Logan leading by 8 with 6:45 to go. They had the ball, 1st and goal inside the 1.
Look for him to go wide on this play. You got 3 wide receivers out to the right. Look for the rollout.
Now Logan's going to call a timeout if somebody sees it, but they don't on the field. So they're going to run the play. Thornley rolls to the right. Thornley looks, the man's open. He throws to Thompson, touchdown.
And Thompson cradles the ball, both hands. He sees it wide open. He catches the ball. He holds it into his stomach and rolls to the ground for the reception. Thornley does a good job. Little plant half rollout to the right, and he stands there with patience and finds Thompson just about 2 yards across the goal line for the touchdown.
So the Grizzlies finally got that one in, and it took a while. Aaron Morrison to try the point after. Good snap. Kicked by Morrison, high and good. Timeout. 6:21 to go in homecoming, and the Grizzlies now have a 21-6 lead over Ben Lomond.
Don't be a dummy. For minor automotive repair on your truck, car, boat, or farm equipment, bring it to Jensen's. Jensen's offers free electrical testing and fast, high-quality service. Jensen's on Airport Road.
I should have gone to Jensen's.
Jensen Alternator, we serve you the best.
The Grizzlies in that series took 8 plays to go the 38 yards. A couple of penalties helped them in that series.
Took a lot of time off the clock.
They did. 6:21 now remain. Grizzlies now lead. Ben Lomond needs 2 scores. It's 21-6. Final score, Mountain Crest is 3-0.
Defeated a good Box Elder team, 25-0 out in Hiram. Mountain Crest is really on a roll.
They're a good club. Tell you, they play aggressive defense. They just are swarming all over the field. There's a good kickoff by Morrison. Weekly takes it at the 2-yard line behind a wedge. Oh! Did you see Aaron Brackett? Or Ryan Meng, one of those two.
It was Meng and also Brackett.
It was Brackett and Meng, but I think it was Brackett.
That was a bowling ball right into some pins. I knocked them all down.
It was just like bowling. I mean, you're seeing a wall coming up the field, and then it was just like they hit a wall. Brackett at the 20-yard line, 18-yard run back by Weekly.
Oh, he bowled a strike.
Wow. 20-yard line is where Ben Lomond will start. That was as wild a hit as you'll see. Here's the play. Hill's rolling out to the right side, wanting to throw to Morris. Tipped by Guerrero, incomplete. Guerrero knocked it down, and then Sedgwick ran over Morris on the defensive coverage. So now the Scots have had to go to the air, and Logan has forced them. They're not a very good passing club. Listen to this, Mike. They're 2 for 6, -4 through the air.
Would that be the best pass defensive Grizzly defense? Because I don't think we have a negative. We have a 0.
Yeah, we do have some zeros.
But I don't think we have a negative completion.
5:46 to play in the game. Ben Lomond was 2nd and 10 at the 20. Slot left. Again, their slot man, Pullman, has not been here. Here's Hill back to pass. Pressured by Sampson. He beats him. He beats another. He throws. Almost intercepted by Sedgwick. He almost took it away from Cliff Williams. Sampson and Peacock both had a chance at a sack. It'll be 3rd down.
Nowhere for Hill to go. Logan anticipated the snap count there. Sampson came in from the left defensive end position, really pressured Hill. Hill did a pretty good job getting away from it, but by that time, the pass patterns had broken down, and then Sedgwick almost came up with the interception.
Just the rush of Sampson and from Peacock, and I think it was McLeod who anticipated the count, just sliced through and started the whole thing rolling right for Hill. 3rd and 10 at the 20 for the Scots. Roll out left, Jared Hill. He's going to run as he spun around, and Bracken takes him out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. That was a nice series, all started by the great play on the kickoff return by Aaron Bracken, and he finished it off right there.
All right, credit Mark James. He came right over the guard that time, pretty much untouched. He was able to slow down Hill and allow Bracken for the inside-out pursuit to make the stop.
2-yard run, 4th down and 8. Still 5:10 to go, so Ben Lomond looks like they'll punt the ball. Let me mention Deseret Industries, a federally approved sheltered workshop, is one of our club sponsors, and also Miller's Northern Utah Glass, serving northern Utah and southern Idaho with 24-hour emergency service. Hughes to punt. Logan got a pretty good rush, and Hughes has it go off the side of his foot. It bounces at the 40. It goes to the 45, and it's out of bounds at the 47-yard line. It's a 25-yard punt by Hughes.
I think at halftime, Hill had 10 carries for 77 yards. Now he is still at 77 yards on 13 carries.
So the Grizzlies have really clamped down. In fact, Mike, at halftime, Ben Lomond had 96 yards rushing. They have 96 yards rushing right now. At the half, Logan had 88. They have 131. At the half, Logan had 96 passing. They now have 164. So in the second half, Ben Lomond has a -4 total offense.
It's really a turnaround. Logan actually didn't have a bad first half other than Hill's big run of 62 yards, I believe it was, that broke it long.
It was the early score that gave Ben Lomond a 6-0 lead after Logan had all kinds of chances in the first half. Thornley off tackle to Jensen, and the sophomore runs the ball down to the 40. Again, he's the 3rd tailback because of 2 injuries tonight to Malik and Anderson, and on homecoming, the sophomore and Jensen gets a 7-yard tote. 2nd and 3 coming up.
Jensen now has carried the ball 3 times tonight.
Yeah.
And let's see, how many on that last carry, Al?
Got 7 on that
7
one.
yards, so that's 17 yards for Jensen.
35th anniversary going on at Lynn's Audio and Video, one of our club game sponsors. Make sure you stop in there and you can win prizes and get great deals too at Lynn's. 2nd and a short 3 for Logan at the Scott 47. It's Jensen again, right side. Oh, he gets hit by Hughes. Not quite to the first down, but that is a tackle. Hughes just read the numbers of Jensen and made a solid stick, and it's just shy of a first down.
Guerrero, the lead blocker, shaking up just a little bit. You know, we haven't seen Anderson nor Arash Malik on the sidelines even for the Grizzlies. They're in tending their injuries, but Jensen's done a pretty good job carrying the ball now. He's carried the ball 4 times, and also Thornley really doing the work. He still has 96 yards rushing on 14 carries.
Terrific game tonight for Thornley. Learn the technology you need to get the job you want from the Bridgerland Applied Technology Center with their employment through training program. We're down to 3:25 to go in the game. Jensen's out to a slot left. Here's Thornley being pressured and sacked, and Hughes again made a great play. Finally, it was Losey who finished him off, but it was Hughes who got through anticipating the snap count, and that's a sack of 3 yards on Thornley. It'll be 4th down.
And Logan's going to look to punt possibly on this in this situation. We got Dunn in now to do the punting.
So the Grizzly Nate Dunn has punted tonight for 39 and 36. His average on the year coming into the game was about 36, so he's kept it above his average. 2:47 to go in the game. Logan leading and homecoming, and here's Dunn to punt. Good pressure, but he gets a great kick away, and Weekly is going to catch it at the 4-yard line, and he fumbled it into the end zone. Now he picks it up, and they call it a touchback, and I don't know if I agree with that call, because Weekly was square to the field and fumbled it. It wasn't like the momentum of the kick put the ball in the end zone, but the official ruled that it was, and the ball will come to the 20-yard line. Well, so that's a 41-yard kick by Dunn.
He just wasn't aware of where he was on the field. You know, the rule is for a punt returner, if you're inside the 10-yard line and you're going to catch it, don't let it hit. As chances are, 9 times out of 10, it's going to roll into the end zone. Now we have a timeout on the field, and it's the official's timeout.
Official's timeout, and
but you just can't catch the ball on the 1 yard line or wherever he was standing.
He was about the 3, but the thing is, it wasn't the kick that made the ball go into the end zone. He caught it square to the field at the 3, started to kind of run and kind of stumbled with the ball and fumbled it. I don't really think the emphasis of the kick put it in the end zone.
He got a real break on that. Now the officials conferring with Perry Christensen and Coach Howell on the other side of the field. I don't know what the call is.
I mean, if this is a 1-point game or Logan's behind, that is a huge call, but at this point it doesn't really mean a whole lot. 2:36 to play. Again, a ball game on homecoming goes a little longer, and this one's no exception. When we're done, TalkNet will be on KVNU, and we're also doing this one on the Valley Channel. A handoff to Hughes, who's had a really tough, hard-nosed football game, Hughes has, and he takes it out to about the 24-yard line for 4 yards. The Scots had to try to go to the air, and that didn't work. They do have 100 yards rushing now, so they actually have 0 as their total offense in the second half.
Well, they have no choice but to go to the air now. You know, Hughes running up the middle on dive plays isn't going to get you back in this ball game.
Timeout, Ben Lomond. We're back with 2:09 to play. This timeout, though, 21-6. Grizzlies lead the Scots.
The road less traveled on a 1993 Polaris ATV from Northern Power Sports. With 2, 4, and even 6-wheel drive, you head where you want. The Polaris all-terrain vehicles get you there with automatic transmission and single-lever hydraulic disc braking. Made in the USA, the choice for 93 is Polaris and Northern Power Sports. Warning, ATVs can be hazardous to operate. Adult machines only, must be 18. For training, call 1-800-POLARIS or see Northern Power Sports in Logan.
At Don's Auto Body, we guarantee you satisfaction with all our work. We guarantee our work because we have the best men and equipment to do your job right. Our frame straightening equipment is the best in the valley. If you need a paint job, we have over 25 years of experience to job right. For your convenience, we also offer free loaner cars. Don's Auto Body, you get quality with style.
6 in the fourth quarter. And
that's now a final.
Oh, that's now a final?
That is now a final. Second down and 6 for the Scots. Oh, boy, McLeod tried to anticipate that snap count again, and guess what? 5 yards, Grizzlies. Remember, we talked to Jason before the game about playing intense and how his brother, Brady, was an intense kind of guy, wanted to get out and do it with intensity and play hard and strong on the field. That time he tried to anticipate it and gives 5 yards more. That's Logan now 115 yards in penalty yardage. Getting close to that 120 mark there. Second and a yard. Hill runs the option, and he gets buried for a loss. He tried to run the outside option to the right.
And right into Rick Sampson.
Rick Sampson, Guerrero, Peacock. Loss of 2, back to the 27. It's 3rd and 3 for the Scots and 1:50 to go in the game. Slot to the right, I formation. Here's Hill. He gives it off to Hughes. Hughes didn't get the first down. Nice job by Mark James and Sampson. They mark it at the 20, about the 29, and Ben Lomond's going to use their last timeout here, and we're going to take a break with 1:31 to go. 21-6. Logan going to celebrate halftime or homecoming win here in just a moment. We'll be back after this.
Don't be a dummy. For minor automotive repair on your truck, car, boat, or farm equipment, bring it to Jensen's. Jensen's offers free electrical testing and fast, high-quality service. Jensen's on Airport Road.
I should have gone to Jensen's.
Jensen Alternator, we serve you the best.
Fourth down and a yard. Let's see. Logan will play Lehigh on Wednesday. They'll have the bye, and Mountain Crest and Skyview play Wednesday at
Short
Skyview.
week. That's a short week to prepare for a big game because both those teams undefeated in region after tonight.
And then Logan will play Mountain Crest the week after that.
So some real key ball games the next couple of weeks.
And
now
that'll
they're all
be at Hiram.
big now,
That'll
I
be
guess.
at Hiram, and boy, you can't just not think the Mustangs won't remember last year in Logan. Fourth and a yard.
It's always an adventure to do those games out in
It
Highland
is.
with the weather.
It is. Here's the option run by Hill. He's got the first down. He breaks the tackle, and from behind, he's tackled at the 42-yard line. He faked to the right, then went back to the left with that kind of counter option they've been running. Bunch ran him down from behind.
And he looked like he was injured on the play.
But not before 13 yards for Hill.
Now timeout for Ben Lomond.
I thought that was their last one, but I guess this must be their last one now. So Ben Lomond just picks up, their second first down of the second half. And a 13-yard run by Hill. 1:23 to go. Did Thornley, let's see, how many yards did Thornley end up with rushing?
Thornley ended up with 93 yards on 15 carries.
And Hill, the quarterback of Ben Lomond, ends up with...
He's 88 on 15 carries.
Two quarterbacks leading the rushing tonight.
Well, Logan's not a quarterback-oriented rushing team. They're a tailback type of an offense. So for Thornley to put up those kind of numbers, that's a heck of a ball game.
Again, with the injuries to Anderson and then to Malik.
Yeah,
Thornley just kind of picked it up. But, and Thornley, tonight his passing stats are not going to be terrific. 6 out of 15, but he has thrown for 164 yards. He's been able to throw some big plays tonight. That 65-yarder to Larson was just in stride here at the first score of the second half.
That was a pretty pass, and Larson did a great job of getting underneath it. But one thing about coming up and playing Lehigh next week, it allows those injuries and those kinds of things to get better. You can play your sophomores, you can play your juniors and such to allow those seniors to try to get back on their feet and try to get back for the next big game against Mountain Crest. So that's kind of a break that Logan is getting with the scheduling.
Well, the other thing, though, is you get a little momentum, though, from winning. You don't want to turn around and get blown out or lose some of that momentum.
Right.
You don't want to get people hurt in non-league games, but you don't want to lose your momentum either.
And Lehigh defeated Skyview earlier in the year, so they're a pretty good ball club down there.
They got a defensive end that's supposed to be terrific. I got him, I think, Rushton. He was a preseason All-American in Streets and Smiths. He's a good one. Remember, tomorrow night's Aggie game, for all you people who have Sonic Cable, will be on Sonic Channel 38. And I believe that's an 8 o'clock start in California. All right, Ben Lomond out of timeouts. They have the ball at their own 42-yard line, trailing 21-6 with 1:23 to go. Here's Hill running that counter option back to the left side. He wanted to pitch and could not. Danny Holmes grabbed him, put him down. Loss of a yard back to the 41-yard line.
And they're not even looking to throw the ball.
Well, they don't have much of a passing game. -4 yards on 2 out of 8. 2nd and 11. Slot left. Hill runs the option right. There's a flag, and they've actually blown the play dead before it started.
Probably a false start or something along the offensive line. We'll see
Trying
what
to get up
indicates.
and get it started fast so they do not...
well, they call an offsides Logan.
How many times have we seen that tonight?
Once or twice.
About 6 now?
At least.
Logan's now got 120 yards in 15 penalties. That's going to be a real negative out of this game. 2nd and about 6, maybe 7. Counter option back to the left side. Hill tries to turn it upfield, and Mark James has got him. Nice play. And Danny Holmes. Loss of a yard for Hill back to the 45-yard line and 44 seconds to play. 3rd down and 7. Ben Lomond with no timeouts, no huddle. Here comes Rick Sampson out of the game. Played real well tonight.
Oh, he's done a great job on it from the left defensive end position, really controlling Hill, especially in the second half.
Now they go to 3 wide receivers to the right, and Hill's back, and he's going to throw a Hail Mary long and down the middle. Thornley makes the catch. Nope, he dropped it. Smart job by Thornley to drop it. He had a chance at it. Maybe Cliff Williams knocked it away, but Thornley might have just dropped it just so Logan wouldn't have the ball at the 10-yard line. So Ben Lomond will have 4th down coming up, 4th and 7.
Hills doesn't have too bad of an arm. He drops back and really lets that one go all the way down to about the 10-yard line where Thornley had a chance for an interception.
Now they go 3 wide receivers to the left. Tight end Wilson's on the right. He has not even been a pass receiver hardly. And here's Hill flushed out of the pocket, hit as he throws, and no good. Williams went up with a hand to try to make the catch, but Thornley was right there. And it was Dave Peacock who got a hand on Hill as he threw it, and so the Grizzlies will get the ball back with 11 seconds to go.
And now coming into the game, you have a number of new faces with with John Hoth out there, and also Ryan White's out there playing. Ryan White plays a lot too. They also have Justin Wilkinson into the ball game. Nilo Jepson's playing some. Also Stephen Dersch. So you've seen some of the younger folks out there getting some playing time.
Dunn is the quarterback. Danny Holmes going crazy, one of the Grizzly captains, making the crowd yell here. Here's Dunn back, dropped on a knee at the 49-yard line. So Dunn loses 3 yards on the last play of the game, and that's the final. The Grizzlies win their homecoming. Perry Christensen now 12-3 against Ben Lomond. The final 21-6 Grizzlies, and they move into third place, I guess, in the region after Mountain Crest and Skyview at the top. And we'll start our post-game report on KVNU Logan in 2 minutes, and we'll be back after this.
By the time you're hungry enough for lunch at Taco